5 kicks off in Regina, where Rider fans are hoping Shea Patterson can keep their unbeaten streak alive. Well, the Argonauts would like nothing more than to hand them their first loss of the season. It is Thursday Night Football, presented by New York Fries. Woo!
Look at that guy. I think he did his hair today.
Absolutely.
AJ left facing his former team. He got it going last week. With his starting quarterback out, he'll have to be the main guy tonight.
Sticking with the theme of running backs, we got Kadeem Karen. He's loving life in Toronto. He's got 7 new best friends in Cage, Hunter, DeCastro, McKellar, Allen, Rice, and Vandal.
Tom Brady and Jim Harbaugh were great quarterbacks for the Michigan Wolverines, but Shea Patterson's their all-time leading passer in yards per game, and he gets his first CFL start tonight at Mosaic against the Argonauts. Bring him out!
People are going to hold you to that. Harbaugh and Brady in the same sentence. Love it. The Cameron Dukes, the performance last week, not quite as good as his first 2 starts, just 199 yards, 0 TDs, 1 INT. A lot more tape on Dukes these days. We'll see what he brings on Thursday Night Football. We welcome you inside the CFL on TSN. Kate Burness alongside David Sanchez, Matt Dunnigan, Jim Barker, as we get set for a great matchup between the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Toronto Argonauts. We will get the panel's thoughts in just a moment, but first, let us go to Mosaic Stadium, and I join Britt, Dort, and Britt. It's amazing how the Roughriders are billing this game. They're actually calling it the Shea Show, and it's all about Shea Patterson right now with Trevor Harris on the 4 to 6 game injured list.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we talk about big play Shea, actually the players are exiting the field behind me because there was a lightning strike within the 9-kilometer radius. So we will wait and see if this game gets delayed a little bit. But in the meantime, let's talk about Shea Patterson, because he was the primary QB2 after his performance in training camp and in the preseason. Might have shocked a couple of people when the Riders made that decision, but not for Corey Mace. He says he has all the faith in the world in this guy. When you talk to Shea Patterson, though, you wouldn't even know he's starting this week, especially in an undefeated season. Very calm guy, and I think that comes from his college starts, from his starts in the USFL. Yes, this is his first CFL start, but he's been preparing for this, and he told us that. As a QB2, you always prepare to be QB1. I talked to receiver Jarrett Stearns about him earlier this week because he's been a primary target for the quarterback this year, and I said, okay, any difference from a Shea Patterson ball and a Trevor Harris ball? And he told me, well, not really, actually. I like the Shea Patterson ball. It excites me. I'm excited to see what he can bring because he throws a lot of off-script balls out there. You never know what to expect. Corey Mace said he's going to challenge him to use his legs out there tonight, but that he also trusts him to make the important throws. Now, a receiver he won't be throwing to tonight, Sean Bain Jr., he's out due to personal reasons. That means they brought back in Keyshawn Johnson, who you may have seen a little bit of in week 1. But again, we don't really know what's happening behind us on the weather delay front, so hopefully we're not out here for too long, Kate.
You know, the only thing that could make me happy on Thursday Night Football, presented by New York Fries, when I hear lightning, is actual fries. So back in week 2, when I came back on and I said, oh, we got sponsored by New York Fries, I said, the one thing we need is actual fries. Look what we have, everyone. Look what we got.
Yeah.
That's right. Asking you shall receive right now. So thank you to our friends over at New York Fries, because now through the whole pregame and commercial breaks, we get to be trying product, which we're not mad about at all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. A delicious snack, and thank you to our friends. And you know what? This is going to be a delicious evening of football as well. Shea Patterson, Ches, we were talking about him. This is his first start in the CFL. I mean, there's a lot riding on him right now, and there's a lot of hope, I think, when it comes to Rider fans. Do you have the confidence right now in Shea Patterson that he can keep this team undefeated? Please eat as many fries as you want.
Pardon me. Look, Corey Mace just made a great point. And he talked about, wanting and challenging his quarterback to use his legs. Well, if you look at who they're missing their best receiver when it comes to ball in hand. That's Bain, not here for family reasons. So I think he's really, obviously we talk about A.J. Ouellette, but Shea Patterson is going to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and he's got to find ways, not just receiver and not just running the ball, but getting to the ball to his backs, out of the backfield and finding ways to make plays. This is really going to be a game, special teams, defense, any way they can to move the ball. Sometimes you just got to find ways to win, and that's what I see happening with this Riders team. They're better statistically on defense than Argos. They're better on special teams. Let's see if they can find a way offensively just to keep up. How you doing, Matt?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Hey, Kate, I love it. I appreciate you doing what you did week 2, paying off in week 5.
I mean,
you know what I'm talking about? Hey, a lot of talk about Shea Patterson, rightfully so. You got a 38-year quarterback for the Saskatchewan Roughriders on the DL for the next 5-6 weeks. You got a guy who's thrown 16 passes, 10 last week, 6 leading into that, making his first start. To me, this is a big-time challenge for a young Mark Mueller, his offensive coordinator, trying to get this going. But anticipating that he's not going to throw it all over the yard, they're going to run the football. What does Toronto combat with? They dress an extra defensive lineman. In fact, they got 8 listed on the depth chart. They're gearing up to stop the run, force Shea Patterson to throw the football.
There's no question that this is going to be the biggest test of Mark Mueller's career so far in his 3-game. He's 3-0 as an offensive coordinator. This week, he's going to be tested because they have to run the ball. There's no doubt that A.J. Ouellette has to get the ball. Getting the ball to him with space and area to run is another story. You do that intelligently through formations. You can use tight ends and wing backs. You can move people around. But he has to allow this kid, Patterson, who is more of a runner than a drop-back passer. Remember, this offense was built for Trevor Harris. He's a drop-back passer who wants to sit in the pocket and wants to be an accurate passer. Shea Patterson wants to get out. He wants to be out of the pocket, on the move, and hit guys downfield. So, again, great challenge for the coordinator. Great challenge for getting that team in position so they can make plays.
Yeah, this is going to be a fascinating game, too, with the weather. I mean, if weather does play a part, too, we thought it was going to be a run game all night long, and so now weather plays a factor. And
we have New York fries.
You got, you're right. We're fine. What are we talking about? There's no complaints. So many good storylines in this game tonight. You got AJ against his former team, Corey Mace against his former team. And how about the father-son combo? It is Tavares and Philip Daniels. We got more on the 2 of them coming up next. Let's take a look at the 5 most popular anytime touchdown bets for Thursday Night Football. The 2 most popular picks will both suit up for the Riders in QB Shea Patterson and the running back A.J. Ouellette. After that, it's all Argos, including Coxie at longer than 2-1 odds. It is time for our panel's picks. David Sanchez, who is your anytime touchdown scorer for this evening?
Sorry. Tavares Daniels. And the reason is his pops is across on the other sideline. I think
like it.
We all wanted to, do something to impress our pops when he came to the game, and I think that's the reason they try to get Dede involved. Also, one of the best route runners and a dependable guy in the red zone. I know he was Chad Kelly's favorite guy down there, and I'm certain they'll lean on him with Dukes again today.
Davis, I'm still eating my New York fries here, but let me just say this, interject real quickly with my pick.
Okay.
I got the Toronto defense to score.
Okay.
I think they're tired of being scored upon, giving up 31 a game so far. I think it's their night to feast on Shea Patterson, put a little pressure on him, confuse him, drop 8-9, make him throw into coverage. I think one's going the other way.
Well, the Saskatchewan Roughriders signed A.J. Ouellette for a reason. And that's to give them motivation and to pump that crowd up. You can't do it any better than to get him in the end zone. I'm putting my money on Mark Mueller to get him in the end zone and pump that crowd up.
I 100% agree with you, Jim Barker, because before the season began, I did an interview with AJ, and he said he had this one circled on his calendar. I'm like, that's an easy one to pick.
Right.
All right, so Jim and I are both jumped on the second most popular anytime TD prop at FanDuel in AJ Ouellette. Milt likes the Toronto defense. Why is Milt allowed to vote tonight? Whatever. Ches?
He's right to Toronto team like me.
Yeah, Matt. Oh, my goodness. All of a sudden, it said Milt on here, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's Matt on the Toronto D. Ches, you're on Tavares Daniels. I like that idea, too, with his pops in the house at nearly 2-to-1 odds. Let's take, this is probably why I was thinking of Milt, to be quite honest with you, because this is unfair. Milt has had 8 picks. This is our anytime touchdown leaderboard. I've only had 6. I mean, I'm also 500 on the season. Matty, you're 0-1. Jim, you're 0-2. Chezzy, that is not impressive.
I'm about to go back and talk to the folks about that.
But you took long shots,
you know what the great part is? You could be Enoch. You could be Enoch. And more on tonight's game. Here's Glenn Suter.
Kate, as you guys know, the game comes down to one-on-one matchups. Win enough of the one-on-one matchups, you win the game. And we have a clash of the Titans in their positions in this one tonight. So let's look at the tail of the tape in the one-on-one battle that we're going to focus in on tonight. In the green corner, out of Ohio, weighing in at 210 pounds and can bench press a house. It's A.J. Ouellette, the running back. In the blue corner, Wynton McManus, linebacker, weighing in at 225 pounds and can power clean a pickup truck. Both guys want to seek out contact and initiate it. A.J. Ouellette from the running back position, physical when he takes the football up the middle. He wants to go after contact and run people over. They're former roommates. They're former teammates. They have respect for each other, but they're going to go toe-to-toe tonight. Wynton McManus, as quick as they come, maybe the best middle linebacking run stopper in Canadian football. So it's going to be a great game inside the game. 2 of the best going at it. 2 former teammates who used to trash talk all day long in practice. Wynton McManus tonight versus A.J. Ouellette.
Playing football for a young Tavares Daniels was a no-brainer as the Argonauts receiver had a front-row view of his father's 15-year NFL career. Now both in the CFL, the father and son face each other for the first time tonight in Regina. Dave Naylor has their story and how their love of football continues to evolve.
Hey kids, this is what you get when you play football. Don't be alarmed.
Okay, man. Tavares Daniels, wide receiver number 80 for the Toronto Argonauts. It's a big day, man. Let's get right to it. To have my dad here, it's full circle moment for me.
Philip Daniels, 15 years NFL. I'm Tavares' dad, guys. Have fun today, guys. Have fun. Enjoy this, guys. Every moment of it. Listen to these guys. You'll be there, okay?
My first football camp was his Philip Daniels football camp in Donaldsonville, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Back. There you go. There you go. Seeing him out there, you know, with the kids, and I listen to what you say to them, and it's the same things I said back in the day.
Let's go.
Oh, yes! Go. Left hand, left hand.
Philip Daniels is assisting son Tavares as he runs his first football camp.
4-6-0.
It's certainly not the first time Phil has shown up for his boy.
He's always been in my corner, always been supporting me.
I've given him so much advice over the years. I've always been there for him, whether it's football or just life in general.
He's always instilled a lot of confidence in me, and I've always wanted to be like him. The way that I am, the way that I approach the game, everything that I do is a testament to, you know, what he instilled in me as a young kid.
From the moment he came into this world, Tavares was exposed to football.
When he was born, I was at the University of Georgia. And then I go to Seattle, and he had to be about 4 or 5 years old at that point. And then we get to Chicago. Now he starts to understand football.
I was in locker rooms at an early age. I got to see how teams work. I get to see how people bond together from different cultures, races, backgrounds, all kind of things. The competitive nature of myself came from watching him do what he does.
Here comes Philip Daniels.
But what Tavares saw a lot of was his dad on the losing end.
When Phil was with the Bears, I ain't gonna say they was terrible, but the games they should have won, they would always find a way to lose.
Watching him lose these big games, it got to a point where, you know, I was so upset that I would start cheering for the other team. Just because they were winning, I wanted to be a part of a winning culture.
Every game he'd be angry. He'd say stuff like, y'all suck. Y'all don't never win no games. That's why I was cheering for the other team. That's why I knew he was competitive.
Like, I was always cheering for him, but I wanted to be a winner at the end of the day.
And Tavares wanted to be a winner as a receiver rather than playing defense like his dad.
He was tackling a quarterback for a sack. You know, seeing 70,000 people cheer for that kind of drove my passion for the game. I noticed that people would cheer a little louder when you score touchdowns, so I kind of migrated to the offensive side of the ball.
Tavares came out of high school a 4-star recruit. He committed to the University of Notre Dame, and that's where the trajectory of his career took a hit.
I decided to go there, the big, you know, prestigious school, sell out every crowd, you know, play on national TV every week, and it just felt like the best place for me at the time. And yeah, I wanted to leave my legacy somewhere that was, you know, well known and on the biggest stage.
Reese going to the end zone. Daniels again. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
In 2014, Tavares was suspended for an academic issue. While it was being investigated, he could not practice with the team. As the situation drew out, it became clear his best move was to declare himself eligible for the draft.
Once I got suspended, honestly, I felt like I was probably at one of my lowest points. He was always there just telling me, like, this is just a moment in time. I mean, life throws a bunch of these at you. How you react is who you are.
So I'm just proud of the way he just left that situation and moved forward.
Then there's Tavares Daniels, perhaps the main attraction today.
Although Tavares did not get drafted, Phil did what he could to help. As the assistant defensive line coach with the Philadelphia Eagles, he landed Tavares a tryout.
I approached Torrey Roseman with the Eagles, and I told him that my son is a good receiver. He just needed a tryout.
That opportunity should have been a rookie camp, but Tavares ended up competing with veterans. When he failed to win a spot with the team, Phil brought up the CFL.
He was kind of the pillar that pushed me to come to the CFL. Honestly, I didn't know much about the CFL. Everybody was telling me that Calgary had my rights. At the time, I thought Calgary was in Europe.
I said, I need you to go to Canada, get your film right, and just go play.
Tavares Daniels in flight and won't be caught. Touchdown.
Phil's advice resulted in a Rookie of the Year season for Tavares. At the same time, Phil's career as a coach was on the rise. In 2018, he became a Super Bowl champion.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
To see him win as a coach was everything, because I know how long he had been waiting for it. I know how much it meant to him, and just to be able to be there for it.
Let's go!
Run on the field and find him and tackle him, like, that moment, I'll never forget that moment, because I know how long he had been waiting for that.
He was the first person on the field hugging me, jumping all over me, screaming, let's go, the whole time. And I just kind of felt like he knew that that was the start of something good.
That good was Tavares winning his own championship.
The Stampeders are 2018 Grey Cup champions.
His 2022 championship with the Argos is the one that meant the most. Phil was not only there for the game, but he gave the team a speech.
As soon as he came in and spoke to us, man, it lit a fire under us that I don't think anybody was taking that ring away from us.
The Toronto Argonauts have won the 2022 Grey Cup.
Next, it was Tavares' turn to bring his dad to the CFL. When the Riders reached out to Phil with a coaching job, Tavares was all for it.
I talked to Tavares, and he was like, Dad, take that job. He said, that's one of the best jobs over here in Canada. We both competitive, we both want to win, and we talking trash already.
Just happy to have him in the league, man. You know, it'll be some good battles with Saskatchewan this year.
Trevor Harris in attendance tonight. Barely down for the next 4 to 6 weeks. We'll have an injury update, by the way, on Zach Collaros and AJ just getting in there with the fans as well. More from Mosaic right after this. Some news to update you on. Sean Lemon has been suspended immediately by an arbitrator in his gambling case. Lemon has retained new counsel and will now have his hearing on August 1st and 2nd. Lemon will start serving a suspension until the results of that hearing, though. And Zach Collaros will not play against Ottawa on Friday Night Football. He took a hit in the first half of that loss to Calgary, and head coach Mike O'Shea said there are no plans to play Zach this week, despite him being listed as the third-string QB on their depth chart. He's dealing, by the way, with a thorax injury. Here's Britt with AJ Ouellette.
All right, AJ, I'm sure you've had this one circled on the calendar. Tell us about the emotions playing your former squad tonight.
It's just another game. You try, the guys come in town, the guys you got real close to want to have dinner and all that, but you try to block that out, and we got to hate them for a few hours. So go out there and make it a hard-fought battle. I know most of the guys in the locker room, they're going to play their hearts out, and it's going to be fun out there.
Well, talk to us what this week's been like playing with Shea Patterson at the helm.
Yeah, I've loved this week of progression for him. Every day he got more and more confident, so I'm excited for him to come out here and show Rider Nation, what he's all about.
All right, perfect season on the line. What's going to be important to get the win tonight?
We got to establish the run game. Being a running back, of course, I'm going to say that. But, yeah, they got a good front seven, and we got to get after them, wear them out for the fourth quarter, and make sure they stay off the Shea.
All right, well, thanks for this one, AJ.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, AJ saying it's just another game, and then I'm here pumping it up, saying that he had this one circled on the calendar and everything. I don't know. I would believe my story, let's say that. Let's take a look now at Cameron Dukes in his first 3 games as a starter. The first 2 games went quite well. He had 468 passing yards. He had 5 TDs to 0 INTs, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. It all changed last week, though. Only 199 passing yards. He had that 1 interception and 0 touchdowns total. And, Coach, you and I were speaking about this before we got on air, and you said to me plainly, yeah, Noel Thorpe had 2 games to watch of him, and when you have tape on someone, things can change pretty quick.
Well, that's brilliant. Noel Thorpe's a brilliant defensive coordinator. He's been in this league for 25 years. He's seen it all, and he gave this kid things he hadn't seen. He sat in zone defenses, played very little man-to-man, basically gave him dropping different guys off the line of scrimmage, bringing guys from the secondary. He was just in a constant state of confusion, and that's going to happen with young quarterbacks. That's why it takes a while. It'll be interesting to see what Corey Mace takes from that, and then further how Cameron Dukes responds to that kind of an effort. But again, it wasn't Corey Dukes' effort. It was a brilliant coaching job by Noel Thorpe.
Yeah, and a lot of hype over Cam Dukes, justifiably so, the first 2 weeks of the season. I thought Ryan Dinwiddie, as an offensive coordinator, called bashful games in those 2 weeks, and it caught up to him. Noel Thorpe had plenty of film to break down and did his job, and he's done to many quarterbacks as a Montreal defensive coordinator. Just ask any team around the league. Montreal's undefeated going back, to September of last year. So you're talking about a pretty good football team's met. A lot of quarterbacks look bad, let alone a kid that was making his 5th start last week going up against that defense. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And if you go 68% and you only throw 1 interception and almost 200 yards against Montreal, if that's your bad day, hey,
exactly.
Hey, good on you. Because as quarterback 14 years in the league, man, I had some really, really bad days compared to those numbers. And a lot of DQs, D coordinators out there can make it tough on you, and Noel Thorpe did just that.
That's what I was thinking, looking at these numbers, like, well, that's a bad day. Right. And we've seen last how many years.
It's not a good enough day to win.
Oh, absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, we're just saying, I'm just point made being not too bad.
Look at Cam Dukes. So entering week 5, okay? We're talking about successful drives, scoring drives. If you would have told me that with Chad Kelly out, with Cam Dukes a quarterback, the Argonauts are number 1 in the league, scoring on 39% of their drives. Number 1 in the CFL. I mean, that's outstanding. Now, has he been incredible and lit up the scoreboard? No. I think we all understand that. But he's definitely done what they expected. He played against a tough defense. I love everything that he's doing because like all players, you find ways to win. Some guys with Trevor Harris, that's going to be throwing the ball 40 times, getting it out quick and executing. With two guys tonight, it might be finding a way with your legs or other ways to get the ball down the field. Another thing, quickly, we look at flip it around a bit. If we're going to force Shea Patterson one-on-one, get the ball vertically down the field because we don't want him to run the rock. Let's see what he can do in the air. He hasn't shown he could do that yet with his arm. Well, that's the weakness for the Argos defense as well. Is their back end. So that might be weakness versus weakness. So we'll see how that all plays out because I don't think the Riders hate having one-on-one down the field against what they've seen thus far with the Argos DBs.
Do you think it'll make a difference, too? I mean, with these run defenses being as good as they are, I mean, this might force Shea to put the ball in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Take that into consideration as well. Whether a lot of things that everyone thinks will be a low-scoring game, if there's one-on-one in the Canadian Football League down the field, I think all of us would take our shots with that.
Hey, Davis, talking about the secondary in Toronto, the last game you and I worked, you did a thing on Benji Franklin.
Yeah.
Now, they've taken him from the field side, and he's going to play the boundary corner tonight. Right. What is that? Explain the difference between playing on the field and playing in the boundary.
And Benji was better the game after, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he couldn't be worse.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
Well, everything's going to happen, and it's true, two totally different positions, but everything in the boundary is going to happen right away, right now, and quickly, as we all know. But talking to the fans, that's any of the boundary, it's quick. It happens right now. It's really more similar to a guy that's coming from college football or down south, whatever it is. Benji Franklin is probably used to the tempo and the timing of what happens in the boundary more than he would be to the field. And that goes to all guys who are new to the CFL.
And the teammate that you're working with on that side of the football field changes too, and so the communication is completely different. And so there's adjustments not only from him playing field side to short side, but just with the communication with the teammate in the heat of the battle.
I think you guys are saying this game's going over.
You know what's great? The players are getting back on the field. Slight delay, 9:20.
A.J. Ouellette, first year after signing on as a free agent, the former Toronto Argonaut running back. Lots of room to rumble for A.J. Ouellette. That's another first down for the green and white.
Ball placed on the one is this time for A.J. Ouellette. Harris says he's in.
Out it goes Ouellette. Running again. After the catch and driving too. Trying to get that first down.
Maintain my statement that A.J. Ouellette said that he had this game circled on his calendar before this one came in. But it's fascinating to watch this season so far. The first two games, I mean, he was a little bit rocky. I don't think he was the impactful running back that Saskatchewan fans were expecting right away. And then he gets home, and then he gets into Mosaic Stadium, and he rumbles off 98 yards. He looked fantastic. And, Matty, he's had some great games in Saskatchewan with the Grey Cup. And every time that the Argos have been there, and historically he loves playing there. And I got to think tonight he just goes wild.
Yeah, I call BS on his answer to Britt there.
Totally.
That little interview. It's like, no. It's just not another game. It is. He circled that a long time ago, justifiably so, because I've been there several times. You want to put it to your own teammates as best you can. And he's going to need some help. He's got a young quarterback. Toronto knows that they're going to try to run the football, establish the line of scrimmage to make it easier on his young quarterback, and he's going to get some help from Frankie Hickson. And Frankie Hickson is an explosive football player, much like the tandem in Toronto with Kadeem Carey and Deontay McMahon. I love it. You got a pounder in the middle with A.J. and Kadeem Carey for both teams, and then you got guys on the perimeter that can catch the ball and make big plays in a hurry in Hickson and certainly McMahon. So both these teams are set up, and I think that Patterson's going to rely on it. And, Coach, we've talked about it. We've talked about the importance of Mark Mueller as a young offensive coordinator, and a very good one, too. Had success to be able to call a game that is conducive for his young quarterback and his offensive line to set the line of scrimmage and to be physical, so it makes it easier on him.
No doubt. It's a huge game for Mark. Just one thing on AJ, because I was with him that year in 22. You know, he comes out on the field with a chip on his shoulder, and he is pissed off at the world.
Who didn't, right?
I'm just telling you, he plays the game in a nasty attitude, and that carries over to your teammates. I mean, when you're out there and you're putting your head down and running over people, instead of going out of bounds, he will always do that because he knows what it does to motivate his team. In terms of Mark Mueller, yeah, he's got to. I thought your point about Hickson Hickson being on the roster, they take Miles Brown off, who is a great run stopper against a team that's going to try to run the ball to get Hickson on. That gives them, like you say, kind of a thunder and lightning attack. And it's going to be great to watch how Mueller uses them. I'd also like to see him using AJ in the passing game because he has great hands out of the backfield. And when you get him one-on-one with the DB, I mean, Davis, I hate to say it, but those guys don't want to come up and face him up.
No, absolutely not. I don't.
I coach you, so I know.
That went south in a hurry.
No, look, I think we all understand, and the story is great about AJ and his old team, and the fact they brought him over for what he possesses in a physical manner, and just this team with their identity. I don't like them trying to run the ball a lot with AJ. I expect, to your point, Joe, I expect them to use him out of the backfield more. If he gets going in the second half, maybe. But what happens if you run? Remember, the first couple games they played, he was averaging $1.50, a yard and a half, 2 yards a carry. If they're in 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 9 with Shea Patterson, they're in trouble. So I actually like first down, Mark Mueller, quick game, get the ball on the edges, screens. I agree with AJ in getting the ball in their passing game somehow out of the backfield, but I think trying to run the ball at a pretty good front seven for Toronto and end up in 2nd and long. Although we love AJ Ouellette and love the story and love what he brings, I think they have to be aggressive on first down, find a way to get, chunks so they're in 2nd and manageable.
I got to ask about another one here, another former Argo, and that's Corey Mace. We haven't spoken about him once tonight. How important is this for him tonight, Coach, to beat his former team? Well,
there's no doubt this is an important one. I remember my first game when I was in Calgary with Davis. Was against Montreal, who I had been with the year before, and we won the Grey Cup, and that was our opening game. And there's just, it means it's just special. But he's now 3-0. He's on top of the league, and he's trying to get this thing if he can just eke out a couple more wins, he can really get the thing going and get a bunch of believers, man.
I'm going to mention this about Jim real fast, too. In Montreal, we left Montreal. You come in the first game against the defending Grey Cup champs. I was with you. Jim's aggressive, goes for 2. We love that as a team. We love the fact he said, we don't care about these guys defending Grey Cup champs. We're going to go for 2 and try to win it and stick it to you. We didn't win the game, but I love the aggressive coach.
Took some heat for that, too.
Right.
I did. Huge heat.
Right? Yeah.
Actually, huge heat. Joe Sports, who's passed away, on his dying bed said, at least I got to see the worst call in the history
No, he didn't.
Calgary Stampede.
No, he didn't.
That is absolutely true. Joe Sports, as he was passing away from leukemia.
Yeah, and to talk about Corey in this game, the meaning for Kate, it's big. Yeah. And you can't say it's not. And he knows this offense as well as anybody.
Exactly.
And so it's going to be a matching of the minds with him and Denver.
So many good storylines this evening. Should be a fantastic start. The players back on the field, ready for kickoff. We will get you to Regina at Mosaic for the Argonauts and the Roughriders right after this.
Please stand if you're able and Move your headwear as 620 CKRM presents today's anthem performance. As our neighbors to the south are celebrating American Independence Day, it's only fitting that both the Canadian and American anthems are performed tonight. Here on Throwback Thursday, please welcome a barbershop-style chorus from right here in Regina, led by CFL alumnus Al Neufeld, the Living Skies Chorus.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flares in the air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
Let's hear it for the Living Skies
Great
Chorus.
looking night for football now. The undefeated Roughriders, the 2-1 Argonauts. We got kickoff from Regina coming up right after this.
Nothing better than a Thursday night at Mosaic Stadium in Regina to kick off Week 5 on the CFL sked, and it is the Argos looking to bounce back from their first loss of the season on the road for the first time this year as well. For the Riders, who are 3-0 to start the year, quarterback making his first start, just one of the many different storylines we'll keep tabs on tonight.
Yeah, well, there's two young guns that'll be leading their teams tonight. First of all, for Saskatchewan, Shea Patterson at the University of Michigan has been around the CFL since 21 when he spent half a season in BC. But this will be his first start in Canadian football tonight. The Argos QB1 has a little more experience than Patterson, but not much more. Start number 6 for Cameron Dukes. He is 3-2. First start at Mosaic Stadium.
Ryan Dinwiddie and his Argos have won 4 in a row against the Riders. That's after losing 8 in a row to the Riders. So they've turned things around against Saskatchewan, and Corey Mace looking to go to 4-0 in his first season. Last time the Riders were 4-0, 2013. Expecting some rain in the forecast, but not until much later tonight. A little bit delayed due to a lightning strike, but everybody's ready to go. 22 degrees here at kickoff. The Riders, this place will erupt if they open the season 4-0. And the Argos, first of 3 straight games on the road, as they will continue this 3-game road trip. They go to Montreal, and then they go to Hamilton. Thursday night football presented by New York Fries, set for kickoff. Lawler will get us started, and we are underway in Regina. Janarian Grant waits it at the 10. Back to the 20. Grant's kicking it outside. Breaks one tackle, trying to find some space. He'll get it to the 35. Now the 40, 45 before he's pushed out of bounds. And nice field position for Cameron Dukes after the return from Janarian Grant.
Nice completion percentage for Cameron Dukes after 3 games. You mentioned the Argos are 2-1. Dukes 3-2 as a starter going back to last year. He's completed 76% of his passes and a great touchdown interception ratio. Didn't throw a pick in his first 2 games. First 2 starts this year. There's 5 touchdowns, just 1 interception.
That first loss of the season, 30-20 against the unbeaten Montreal Alouettes, the defending champs. Toronto starts on their own 47. They'll hand it off. Kadeem Carey doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Up front for the Argos, 2 veterans that should be in their primes, both 30 years old, and Isaiah Cage and Dejon Allen at the tackle positions. Both have over 4 years of experience in the league playing well. And there is Kadeem Carey, the leading rusher in the Canadian football heading into week 5.
Will not be easy to rush the ball tonight against this Riders defense, allowing just 32.7 yards per game on the ground. 2nd and 12 after a loss of a couple. Dukes with 3 options out to his left. And a whistle blows. Flag back in the Riders secondary here.
Time count violation. Toronto, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Remains. 2nd down.
Yeah, I mentioned Cameron Dukes doesn't have much more experience than Shea Patterson, even though it's Patterson's first start ever. It's just number 6 for Dukes. He's never started here at Mosaic. It can get loud, as you know. You maybe register 1 time count already up for the fans here in Saskatchewan.
Well, and that will just get the fans going even more. Backs him up 5, 2nd and 17. Not a great situation here early. 3-man pressure. Dukes over the middle, down the field, up for grabs, and it falls incomplete. Looking for Rashid Bailey in a whole heap of traffic.
Nelson Lacombe got a good jump on that. He's playing that safety spot, and safeties are the guys that can fool young quarterbacks. Can sit back there, play the ball, play their look. Little bender route right here to the middle. And look at number 21 cut underneath that. Almost had it, just didn't make the catch.
Haggerty lets it fly. Alford will watch it bounce, takes it just inside the 20, and is wrapped up shy of the 30 on the return. First time as a CFL starting quarterback. Here's a look at Shea Patterson.
Came in off the bench when Trevor Harris went down in their last game, went 4 of 10, so not spectacular numbers there, but did get the win when finished off for Trevor Harris. Harris on the 4-6 game now. I say 4-6 because he's on the 6th game, but they can take him off early if he heals faster. No surgery for Harris. Just be, I would guess, ahead of schedule. That's the type of guy he is. Heals quickly.
Nice start to the season with this 3-0 record. Gives them a little bit of cushion with Harris not having to force it. A.J. Ouellette, the former Argo, right up the middle and a big part of this Riders offense.
Jamarcus Hardwick up front at right tackle has been everything that they thought he would be coming over in free agency and joining the Saskatchewan Roughriders, really solidifying that offensive line, and they're going to need that offensive line to play well to get A.J. Ouellette going in this one, because he's coming off his best game as a Rider, plus he's playing against, if you saw the pregame show, you saw my wrestling setup between these 2 guys, A.J. Ouellette and Wynton McManus. Let's go.
A few collisions in the cards here tonight. Argos will bring a little bit of pressure. Patterson gets it away behind Keyshawn Johnson, who was the intended target, drawing into the lineup tonight. And it'll be a 2-and-out here for the Riders. It'll take some time to settle in here, I would think, Glenn. Maybe a little nerves
Well, you know, with Shea Patterson, again, you know, University of Michigan, he started his college days at Ole Miss, played a couple years there, and then 2 years with Michigan, and actually had some better numbers than pretty big-name quarterbacks, Tom Brady.
Never heard of him. 3rd and 6 here. Korsak lets it fly. Grant takes it cleanly, looking for a hole. Finds a little bit of space, and here he goes. Janarian Grant down to the 40. The race is on. Down to the 20. He will not be caught as he walks it home for the touchdown all the way down the field. Janarian Grant and the Argos strike first in spectacular fashion. 83-yard return for Grant.
You wonder when the returners, we have such great returners in Canadian football, when were they going to get going? We only had one return going into week 5 for a touchdown, a kickoff return from Ottawa. This is the first punt return for a touchdown this year. This time last year we had 4. That's the first.
One
down the middle.
Broken tackle there. I told you before the game tonight, I said, Mario Alford, Janarian Grant, injected into my veins.
Could happen.
There's Janarian Grant doing his part.
Let's go, baby.
Argos will go for 2 here. Dukes hands it off, walks it in. There is a flag, and that looks like it's against the Argos, and it is.
Well, whatever penalty this is, they still have to go for 2. They can't change their mind now that they got a penalty.
Holding, Toronto, number 36. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat the convert.
It's Albert Awachi, the former Rider.
Awachi lines up as a tight end, slides down to protect, and then a tackle at the point of attack. No question the holding there. Great call by the official, and the Argos will have to go for 2 from 14, 13-yard line.
Looking for that early 8-0 lead. Out to the right here for Dukes, looks to his left, throws to his left towards the corner, and it bounced off a couple of bodies, and Daniels could not haul it in. Janarian Grant did this so well for the Bombers for so many years. Broke 1 tackle. See you later. Janarian Grant, house call here in the first.
This is how fast Janarian Grant is. That's Saskatchewan Roughrider Roland Milligan, one of their best tacklers, best tackler in the secondary for sure. And watch the speed and power from Janarian Grant. Stop it there. Now, Milligan's got to get his head on the other side when he makes this tackle. Might slow Grant down a little bit, but that burst in the middle is why he couldn't get his head on the right side of that tackle, and Grant ran through the arms.
Korsak really didn't have a shot at him, I don't think.
No. With all due respect, that wasn't happening.
Now taken just inside the 10. And Hickson on the return. A flag falls at the 30.
During the return, holding, Saskatchewan, number 49. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
Again, some flashes when I talk about Shea Patterson winning the job in training camp and battling with Mason Fine to get it. And by all accounts, Corey Mason, coaching staff said he's had a very good week of practice. So is his teammates, saying that they threw a lot at him in practice, not just scripted stuff. Threw a lot of different looks at him, and he handled it very well, read the defense well, and we're making the right throws. So we'll see if he can settle in here.
Saw the one quote, he does everything right. So they're looking for him to keep that going here tonight. Backed up after that penalty, gets it away. Quick completion, Schaefer Baker. And that'll be enough for a Rider first down.
Argos up front. Jake Seresna's got a couple of sacks along with Jared Brinkman on that defensive line. Here's the key in the matchup. Wynton McManus, 20 total tackles for McManus. He had 9 in their last game versus Montreal. And then in the secondary, I mentioned the safety because when you have real young quarterbacks, the safeties can mess around with them. They might end up getting one.
First and 10 from the 29. Pressure right in his face, trying to get away, but he's tripped up and taken down, pushing it ahead, I believe, for some positive yardage, but not much.
This is another thing we can expect to see, you know, for both defenses. Both defenses are going to send pressure from that second level and probably from the secondary as well. And they're going to try and outnumber the blocking schemes so they can put pressure on these young quarterbacks to see if they can handle it. See if they can handle the pressure, make the right throws, not throw it into the wrong spots or to the wrong color.
Don't want to do that. 2nd and 9. Roulette stands in to the right of his quarterback. He gets it away quickly, and that one falls incomplete. Was looking back in the direction of Schaefer Baker once again.
Well, that's what I mean. That was blitz again from Toronto, and the right read by Patterson. You have to throw hot because you can't block them all, so he throws hot. Just the ball wasn't accurate enough. And by the way, Deshaun Amos was close.
He was lurking too.
He was close.
When you talk about veteran guys, he's a 6-year guy in the league, 2nd year with the Argos, and he was creeping there, wasn't he? Borsak set to let it fly again from the 20. Janarian Grant waits. Gets it bounced at the 35. Bounces right off of him, but he's able to scoop it up. Grant with a spin move into traffic and take it down just outside the 35 after a 51-yard kick. Cameron Dukes with a 6-0 lead here in the first, looking to push his Argos to 3-1 on the season. Welcome back to Regina. What a start for Corey Mace and his Riders this season. Pretty impressive numbers.
Yeah, big reason for that 3-0 record is their defense playing well, especially against the run. I mean, that's first by a long shot, allowing just 32.7 yards per game in 3 games against the run. This is the leading rusher in the league in Kadeem Carey. Something's got to give tonight.
Yeah, 100%. The Argos, 136.3 yards per game on the ground, and they'll use it out into the flat this time as they get McMahon involved in the offense against his Riders D.
If you're good against the run, you're good in the middle of your defensive line. That's Micah Johnson and Anthony Lanier playing well in those interior spots. There's Jameer Thurman, who had a pick in their last game. He's got a couple fumble recoveries as well. And I think the production out of the boundary side of this secondary has been unbelievable. Roland Milligan and Deontay Williams, outstanding on that short side.
They missed Milligan so much last season when he was introduced. Quick fake, down the field, deep shot, no, it drops incomplete. Just inside the 35.
They're talking right now between Williams and Milligan. That was a short side attack on a deep ball with Coxie. The production for these two guys is 33 defensive tackles in 3 games, 4 knockdowns, an interception, and a forced fumble. I mean, that's a lot of production from 2 players in the boundary.
At some point, don't you just stay away from that side of the field?
Well, they went after him right away. They actually had Coxie behind him.
Haggerty, 3rd and 5, kicks it away. Alford waiting, taking at the 12. And Mario Alford trying to find that far side of the field, and he does as well. Turns it back and goes down just outside the 32. Returners on display so far here at Mosaic on Thursday Night Football. Great opportunity here for Shea Patterson to settle in for the Riders. Well, an injury to Trevor Harris has him sidelined. He was injured last year, ended up missing the rest of the season. This time he's been put on the 6th game. It opens up an opportunity for Shea Patterson. For more on that, let's send it down to Brendan.
Well, you guys talked a little bit about the nerves maybe kicking in with back-to-back 2-and-outs there. He wasn't very nervous yesterday when we spoke with him. I think it's just a matter of him getting into rhythm. But some guys he might be able to get into rhythm with might be Jairus Stearns or Keyshawn Johnson tonight, as those two stuck back with him during the bye week last week, and they all took time to work together with the news that obviously Trevor Harris would not be returning. Asked Shea Patterson about who's been reaching out to him this week of the news of him getting his first CFL start. He said, yeah, I've had a few phone calls. I actually haven't answered all of them, but the family is all watching down in Texas. So we say hi to our Texas viewers tonight, guys.
On a happy Independence Day as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. July 4th, or down in Texas or Nashville, they'll call that July.
Of course, it was on this day back in 1996 that Will Ferrell saved the earth. What a run here. Look at that push.
Well, you know, Shea Patterson has that background we touched on. University of Michigan, a couple of years there, and take a look at most passing yards per game record for that school. Big school, obviously Div 1, and Shea Patterson leads the way, and there's the name we were talking about. Just he's familiar in some ways, trying to figure out who that guy was, but also has more yards passing than Tom Brady at University of Michigan.
Playing behind a guy who's watching on the sideline there, and Trevor Harris, who's put up his fair share of yards in this league. And the news is not that bad. Like you mentioned, on the 6th game, can bring him off a little bit early if necessary. He's been excellent so far this season. I mean, the offense for the Riders has been terrific with Trevor Harris at the helm. Now they're going to move this ball back a little bit, saying his forearm was down before that secondary push that we did see.
Let's take another look. There's McManus trying to blow it up. He just goes past the target, and that's where the forearm goes down. So he's down by contact right there, and it'll end up being about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Still a heck of an effort.
Yeah, well, it's fun to watch. That's, again, this is a clash of the Titans. Look at him. 45 versus 48. Yeah. Former teammates. Not right now. Not for the next 3 hours.
2nd and 6. More pressure. Patterson in a little bit of trouble. Trying to get away. He will not. Taken down. Tripped up at the end. Finished off by Mason Pierce. And the Argos defense causing all sorts of issues for Patterson in his CFL debut start.
Well, you know, the coach in Corey Mace has asked or talked to Patterson about using his legs. If he sees something, if he sees an escape lane, go ahead and take it. Robbie Smith slows him down off the edge, and then his teammates get to him.
First career sack for Mason Pierce. Orszak kicks this one away. That'll hang up there right around midfield. Comes down to Grant at the 40. Grant spins off one tackle after a 43-yard kick. And then he's taken down just outside his own 45. Argos defense come to play here on Thursday night. Suits, how many hot dogs do you think you could eat in 5 minutes?
Half of one. Because my doctor would stop me.
Stop you. No, me too. I'd probably only have one.
I'm kidding. When I see those pictures, I'll go for 2 or 3 of them.
On the ground again. Ball pops out. Hopped on immediately by the Riders. Jameer Thurman, after it pops out of the hands of Kadeem Carey. And Saskatchewan's defense answers back. How about that?
Well, there's a stat in the CFL that talks about just straight takeaways. You know, you look at a player and how many times on defense has he taken the ball away from the offense. And Jameer Thurman coming into this game led the CFL with 3 of them. Add a 4th, because this is a fumble recovery, a pick in their last game. 4 takeaways for Thurman. And what does that mean? What does that stat really mean? It means that you're hustling to the football no matter what. You're one of the first guys there. Good things happen when you hustle.
C.J. Avery with the hit that caused the fumble. Jameer Thurman there to scoop it up. Patterson on the 47. Handoff. Spin move. A little bit of space. And Ouellette takes it up just shy of the 40.
All right.
His energy's starting to go a little bit here, isn't it?
All right. Let's see Thor versus McManus. Number 48's trying to scrape to the hole. He does a nice little spin move. 1-0, 45. I'm going to keep track. That wasn't the spin move. It was earlier, but McManus had him in the hole.
That's pretty smooth, wasn't it?
Well, it was a great run and a great spin move on Wynn McManus. And when we talked to Ouellette this week, he talked about being an Argo and practicing against Wynn. And when they practiced against each other, of course, you don't bring a running back down defensively. You don't tackle them in practice. So you get in position, and then you talk about each other. You get in position, and you say, I would have tackled you there. And then Ouellette would say, no, you wouldn't have tackled me. I would have made you miss there. And there's his numbers with the Argos. Of course, 1,000-yard season last year. That's why it's such a fun matchup to watch on the games inside the game.
Well, look at that progression, too, right? The more opportunity he got, continued to make the most of it, and cashed in with that 1,000-yard season last year, the 8 touchdowns, gets himself a deal here with the Riders, and I think a guy with the style that he plays, embraced very much by this community.
He said to us that Wynton McManus has got one of the top football IQs he's ever been around. Just a real smart football player, one of their leaders.
6 hard yards for Ouellette, 2nd and 4. Argo's going to bring the heat again. Patterson takes off right up the middle. He's wrapped up by McManus and taken down at the 40. Just a short gain.
And this is what happens when McManus missed Ouellette on the spin move. He goes, okay, that's it. I don't care what play they're running this time. I'm getting there. And he slides across, gets to Shea Patterson, and puts him on the ground. Wasn't one-on-one against his old teammate Ouellette, but he got to Patterson in a hurry.
Riders unable to take advantage of the great field position after the turnover, but they are setting up to attempt a 48-yard field goal. Lawther 6 of 7 on the year. This one from the right hash, and it is up, and that is through. It is good. The Riders are on the board.
You missed that one, and number 3's back there, and he likes this stadium, doesn't he? This is back when he was a Winnipeg Blue Bomber, one of the great returns I've seen in recent memory, as he beat all 12 cover guys for the Riders with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and what was it, just a spectacular return. And then tonight, he got after it again.
Yeah, you don't see him run out of gas very often. He was exhausted at the end of that one. But yeah, he's done well here at Mosaic. Didn't have to fend off near as many guys tonight. Found that clear path and he was gone. But as far as dangerous threats go in this league, maybe none more so than Janari and Grant. Handoff right up the middle, back to the line of scrimmage for the Argos. Lanier on the tackle.
Anthony Lanier stepped up there. I mean, that was, again, a run blitz on first down from Saskatchewan. Deciding to basically take all the gaps and plug them with a player. And make Kadeem Carey or whomever's running the ball for the Argos try to bounce outside and then get the angles on him there. Corey Mace, former Argo defensive coordinator, now the head coach in Saskatchewan.
2nd and 10 for Dukes. Has some time. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket on the run. Throws down the field, drops it in there. And a completion to another former Bomber, Rasheed Bailey.
Well, this is a nice throw by Cameron Dukes because he has to escape out this way. And when he does, he's throwing on the full run going there and then has to just kind of knife it in but keep it to the inside of Rasheed Bailey. You saw the coverage and where it was coming from.
Back on the ground again, right up the middle. Kadeem Carey gets at least half of what they need on first down.
You know, that's great composure and accuracy from Dukes in just 176 attempts in his CFL career. So again, really young, inexperienced, finding his way, but real smart so far this season with the football. That directional throw, that throw to the inside shoulder, it may be a small thing, but it may have saved a pick.
Yeah, you go the other way, you're in a whole lot of trouble there. Yeah. 2nd and 4. Dukes does it himself. Up the middle, stopped just shy. Awfully close to that first down marker. Still depend on the spot. Might have got it.
You know, and he'll run too. I mean, they're not afraid to run Cameron Dukes.
Yeah, coming into the game, 78 yards on the ground on 14 carries. Thurman is there to take him down just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and inches here.
This is my first Argo game. I think it might be yours too.
This season, yeah.
Yeah, this season.
It's fun to watch. Dukes in there, short yardage. Got that push to the right side, and that'll be a first down for the visitors.
And it's you know, we're still in the first quarter, just wrapping up the first quarter here, but I've already really enjoyed watching sort of the fundamentals from Cameron Dukes. You saw in that last play, the second down play, where he went through his fake, hand the ball off, he goes through his fake, and he continues with it. And those were small things, they're details, but it can influence a defender. And if it freezes a guy like Michael Johnson for 1 second, you got a chance.
McMahon in the game and running back. His flare out to the right, come to the left side. Complete to Neal, but nowhere to go after the catch. As he is taken down, C.J. Rivas, among others, in on the tackle there.
Tommy Neal, on the 4th round pick back in 2021, comes back to the football, but not much room there in the green jerseys flying around.
7th catch of the season for Neal. Took a yard loss, so it's 2nd and 11.
Oh, way offside.
Look, way offside. Yeah, there's the flag. Dukes is out to the right. Now turns it upfield. Another flag on the play. Dukes taken down again by Thurman. One of the receivers was well offside, and then a second play came as well.
Yeah, we're talking 5-6 yards offside.
Justin McInnes calling the shots.
Offside, here. Toronto, number 88. That penalty is declined. Holding, Toronto, number 52. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat 2nd down.
We'll take the bigger one.
Castro, the center.
University of Calgary product. And when Duke started scrambling, he got the hold. So it'll be 2nd and a bunch.
All the way back out to the Rider 51. Riders will bring 3 right up the middle. Dukes dumps it off. Jerry catches it. Gets a block. Tracked down from behind, just shy of the original line of scrimmage. And that will do it for the opening 15 minutes here at Mosaic. Return from Janarian Grant. Highlight of the night so far. Second quarter action coming up here on Thursday Night Football. The Argos lead 6-3. Special teams and defense, really the story so far.
Well, 2 young quarterbacks, and the numbers reflect that. And happy Independence Day to all of our friends down south. Like I mentioned on the air moments ago, they call it down in Tennessee July. Not July. July.
The 4th of July.
The 4th of July. And A.J. Ouellette, both national anthems sung tonight. And one of the great aspects of Canadian football is when Americans come up, they fall in love with the game, they fall in love with the sport, they fall in love with our style of football and our country, and they make this their home. And one of the great examples of that is the late George Reed here in Saskatchewan, who did just that. Came up from the States, became a star player in the CFL, fell in love with the country, and then raised his family here in Saskatchewan.
Become a legend, playing our game, stick around for good. Arlahu knocks it up, puts it through, and the Argos go on top 9-3 here, very early in the second quarter. A.J. Ouellette part of a storyline here tonight that really is quite impressive. Both these teams give up nothing so far this season on the ground. First and second best run defenses in the league. Riders haven't generated much, on ninth right now in offense on the ground so far this year. And the Argos have the best rushing attack in the league. So I'm wondering what this game comes down to in the end. I really am, because like the Argos, they run the ball so well, but the Riders are so good at defending it. You got Shea Patterson in making his first CFL start. Still trying to get the hang of it.
Clear as mud.
Patterson gets this one away, almost intercepted. Oh boy, Benji Franklin probably wants that one back.
You know, I used to love, and I'm sure Davis did too, sitting in the panel, used to love as a DB playing against a young quarterback, because they will get locked in and they will look where they're going to throw. And that time Shea Patterson just stared that little curl route down, and you see him looking that way the whole way. And Franklin, you know, just a second-year player, but he's going, hey, if you're going to stare it down, I'm taking it.
He left Keyshawn Johnson, and he went after that ball. He'll bring some pressure this time. Patterson gets it away. That one over the head of the intended target, Picton, and through and over the hands of Priester.
Just got a little bit quieter here at Mosaic Stadium with a couple of 2-and-outs and a couple of very near interceptions by the Argos.
1-6 start for Patterson. Korsak kicks it away. Grant takes it and taken down just shy of the 25. Cameron Dukes 4 of 9 to start the game for just 33 yards. I've been trying to get Kadeem Carey going on the ground. He's had 4 carries, but just for a total of 4 yards so far. So that's something we were talking about with the Riders defense. Carey stands in to the left. Take the handoff, get it away quickly. That's caught at the 30 and driven back from there as Daniels brings it in.
Well, one of the things that, you know, I'm tracking in this game tonight is where both these running backs, either Kadeem Carey or A.J. Ouellette for Saskatchewan, where are they running the ball? Where are they trying to attack? So there's, when you look up at the line of scrimmage, there's the A gap both sides. That's between center and guard, both sides. So strong A and weak A. And then between guard and tackle is strong B and weak B. And then outside of tackles are the C gaps. So where are they trying to get the edge or run the football?
2nd and 4. Pressure right up the middle. Dukes takes off. Can he get the first down? Yes. He runs out of bounds. Cameron Dukes using his feet. Move the chains.
Well, I like to move right in the pocket. Watch how quick his feet are here to avoid this rush right down the middle. I mean, that was right down Main Street. I think it was DeVere that was right in his face, and he just made him miss. And showed some great speed. Got to protect that football a little bit, get it under the arm a little bit earlier once you cross the line of scrimmage.
Fresh set from the 36. Riders will bring some pressure this time. Wide open on the far side of the field. Another first down. Lunging out at the 46. Coachy with his first catch of the ball game.
That's another way to beat pressure. Get it out of your hands as quick as you can. So it's quick game. Bang, 2 steps, and away he goes.
Argos moving quickly here. Dukes. Daniels again. Milligan is there to make the tackle, and not much of a pickup.
That was a route combination with the slot running an out, DeVaris Daniels, and the wide out, Coxie, running a go route. Now keep that, just register that one, because he pump fakes the deep one, Dukes does, but it's covered down. Williams takes that. I'm sure they're going to come back to that look.
Need 7 more here on 2nd down. Gets it away quickly again. That's hauled in. First down. Coxie broke 1 tackle. Stiff arm. And eventually he's forced out of bounds on the far side of the field.
Love it. This time, same combination, but different route. Remember, we saw the out from the interior, the slot back, and the go route from the wide out. This time they switch it out. Go route or a little bender from the slot, and the wide out, Coxie got that in.
This time they'll go to Bailey. He gets just beyond the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long.
So a couple ways that you can defend against that in the short side. Deontay Williams and Roland Milliken can get up and play press. Right in the line of scrimmage. You play press man, that's when the guys want to go deep. And just a jump ball, contested throw. Let's see who wins it.
4 options up to the wide side right for Dukes. Looks over the middle, now throws it at the feet of his running back with some pressure in his face.
Deontay Williams did get up and press that time, but the call play went to a screen, and it was covered well because it was a man look, so it was, the screen back was recovered. But you see, this is what the press, after those 2 route combinations that moved the ball, 2 completions, Williams says, enough of that, I'm going to get up and I'm going to start pressing and stay there. Now the play didn't go that side, but that's the reaction to those first 2 completions.
Haggerty out looking to pin him deep. That almost got blocked, got it away just in time. Alford takes it at the 10, 37-yard kick. And Alford takes it back out just beyond the Rider 15.
Let me. You're in trouble. You go in the water with him.
Oh, that look on Kermit's going to change for Shark Week. He'll be terrified the entire time.
So the frog goes in the cage goes in the water, the shark's in the water, our shark, farewell and adieu.
We're going to need a bigger boat, Suits. We're going to need a bigger boat. Sharks are one of the main reasons I don't go in the ocean. Yeah, they really are.
Oh, what are the chances? Come on.
I mean, it happens. I'm sure Shark Week has all the stats on it.
This is good production on first down, and this is, again, an example of trying to get a little bit different look. Instead of right between the tackles, they get Frankie Hickson a little bit of a pitch to get out on the edge.
I like whenever we get a look at Frankie Hickson.
Yep, explosive.
Yep, certainly can be. Played 10 games last year. Stands in there to the left of his quarterback here. Patterson, a quick fake now over the middle. Drops it in there. Stearns, and that's the best completion of the ball game for Shea Patterson.
Yeah, you heard Brett earlier in the show talk about how there's some nice chemistry between Patterson and Stearns, and maybe even Keyshawn Johnson before this one's over tonight, because when you're QB2, you play with the backups, and Stearns is new to the team. He was a starter to start the season, but in camp he would have worked with Patterson a ton. That's his best throw of the night, obviously.
1st and 10 up to the Rider 48. Argos bring 5. Patterson gets it away. They find Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson takes it out just shy of midfield.
There you go, Keyshawn Johnson getting involved. He would have been on the scout team that Patterson would have played against in the defensive emphasis in practice. So the number 1 D's out there, you've got scripts on cards to practice against them, and the number 2s go against the number 1 D. Often they'll go 1 against 1s at times, but when they're trying to give the D a look, that's where they'll build their own chemistry.
2nd and 4. Patterson's got first down as he goes to the veteran Canadian receiver Picton down at the Argos 50.
Got a little bit of a rhythm here going now. 3 completions in a row, standing strong in the pocket. It started to collapse a little bit. He hung in there, and then found that window.
Pretty good zip on that ball. That's the Riders' offense, the best they've looked so far here tonight. There's OC Mark Mueller. Calling the game here for Patterson. Turns, takes the handoff, and tried to go back to Letts, but it was batted down by Parrish.
Derek Parrish read that one. He actually flattened out his rush. He was going up the field, and he's going to flatten it out and basically stop the line of scrimmage and then just swat this one. Again, just a small thing, but I think that should be a pass, a knockdown. That's a knockdown. Parrish gets his hand on it, he knocks it down. a DB making a play. It should be a pass defender.
Separated. Second and 10 for Patterson. Escapes the pocket. Throws to the far side of the field. Pushing ahead, Schaefer Baker. What an extra effort. Got some help from his friends as well. Ferland was there to push him along.
He got to the marker. They gave him the first down. That's a great second effort. He was 4 yards short there, and there's a he's left a wake. Inside, absorb a couple of hits, keep the legs going. A little help from his friend. Logan Ferland in behind and getting the push, and Shea Patterson loved that.
A couple of Argos are down on the field being looked at here. Jordan Williams is one of them. Parrish the other.
Two guys went down. It's Derek Parrish and Jordan Williams, both D linemen. You see Parrish down here, number 97. Watch his knee. It kind of twists in a bad way. He actually gets back up and gets back into the tackle, and there's the second one in Williams, and either his knee or ankle kind of got twisted underneath it too. So we'll see if they can walk those injuries off.
We saw Jake Serezna leave the field earlier with an injury as well. They've got three defensive linemen on the front right now. Handoff to A.J. Ouellette. Tackle made by Kazar, but pretty good pickup for Ouellette.
Well, there's Jake Serezna. So he looks like he is done for the night. And we'll find out about Jordan Williams and Derek Parrish. But that's three of their defensive linemen and two starters. So not surprising at all that the very next play for the Saskatchewan offense was a run in the B gap to A.J. Ouellette.
Robbie Smith, Val Hawley, Brinkman, and Hansen. The other defensive lineman dressed. Patterson right over the middle with that pressure in his face. And that's Emelis for the first time. Emelis with a spin move down to the 5. He's there. Touchdown Riders. Emelis works some magic. And Patterson finds them. Tied at 9.
This is how you read and make a team pay for the blitz. Full out blitz for the Argos on defense. Leaves the one-on-ones. Patterson figured out it. He read it. He saw it. He got it way to the hot route. That was Emelis, and Emelis did the rest.
Second touchdown of the season for Emelis. Mother for the lead. And he strokes that one home. Saskatchewan on top. 10-9. An 8-play, 94-yard drive that took just over 4.5 minutes. Spin move. See you later. Emelis, the major.
They're called the hot routes. You hit the hot route when you got a guy that coming off the edge you can't block. If you can get it out there, now you're one-on-one with your receiver and DBs, and Sam Emelis, some pretty moves in the open field.
High stepping it to the house was Emelis.
Sometimes it's a numbers game. It's a straight numbers game.
First career passing touchdown for Shea Patterson. McMahon on the return. Tripped up. Bounces just outside the 25. I think a late hit here. A flag comes in right at the end. Knocked the helmet of McMahon off.
Let's go back and we'll get back to that penalty. Six blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pass rushers. That's the blitz, outnumbering the guys you have to block. Emelis.
Unnecessary roughness. Saskatchewan, number 38. It's 15-yard penalty. First down.
So Emelis is the hot route. He's got to put the brakes on and turn outside and present his hands in a target for Shea Patterson. He's got to read it. They both have to be on the same page. Execution was excellent and a lot of heavy lifting by Emlis. So now we're going to see this penalty against the Riders gives Dukes good field position here.
Jaden Dahlke hit with the flag. Moves the Argos up to the 42. Back on the ground again. Carey trying to find something, but he will not. Just a couple of yards. As once again in the mix, C.J. Avery. He's had a nice start to the year as well.
Yeah, he has. He has coming in. He had 10 defensive tackles, a couple of picks, made some plays tonight as well. I think he's knocked down and we'll add to that tackle pull. We'll have that first down play.
Need 7 more. Three options to the wide side left for Dukes. Over to his right. Deep shot right side looking for Coxie. Goes up and gets it. Got a foot down, didn't he? As Coxie hauls it in at the 35. Best catch of the ball game.
This is the matchup. Boy, they want this short side of the field, the Argos, and they're going to test Deontay Williams and Roland Milligan, two of the most productive DBs for the Riders in 3 games. That's just an outstanding catch. That's body control at its best, to go backwards, get the foot down, maintain concentration. Wow.
Back up the middle with Carey, Carney, and Johnson. Tag team the tackle there.
Devarius Daniels was being double teamed by Milliken, and inside linebacker. So the double team went into the slot back spot. That left on the outside Coxie in a one-on-one with Williams. And there it is, the contested throw and catch in field goal range.
Already 54 yards for Coxie in this ball game. 2nd and 8. Dukes in trouble. They get there and take him down. Micah Johnson with the salute. If it's his first sack of the season.
Just a little twist in the middle. Little twist up front between Lanier and Micah Johnson, and Johnson comes around the horn to get there.
Johnson beating Brian Cox to the quarterback there. Both had him in their sights. Araulahu from 47 to retake the lead for the visitors. That is up, and it is wide. Grabbed by Mario Alford, and we'll see what he can do. Alford trying to pick his way down the field, back into the end zone. Now with a burst up the near sideline. Alford tripped up just outside the 20 by Kassar. As he was looking for some daylight, it just did not come. Riders defense shuts the door.
Dustin Nielsen, you gave us a fantastic idea in studio. Did you know that New York Fries also serves delicious hot dogs? Who thinks the panel should have a hot dog eating contest at halftime? It's the 4th of July. Do it, Jess.
Joey Chestnut, this is for you.
I love it. I fully
see what you started.
I fully support that idea.
Yeah, and I'm in too.
Yeah. Riders start here on their own 23. A.J. Ouellette again. Short pickup, nothing more, as both teams continue to defend well on the ground.
I mentioned that I was charting where they're running the ball with Ouellette, just to see if it's between the tackles or if they're trying to get him outside as well. And so far, it's been between the tackles. The only outside run was by Frankie Hickson. All of Ouellette's carries have been between these guys here.
Patterson needing 8 more. He's going to be in trouble this time. As he's falling, finds Ouellette, who hauled it in. Got it out to the the 30 won't be enough for a first down. Patterson kind of emerged from a group there and flipped it ahead. Good effort. Won't be enough, though. 3rd and 2.
Long two. I don't think there's any chance that Corey Mace would go for it here. But yeah, that's making it up as you go along. Sometimes you got to do that. Yeah.
Where's that Waits? With his ball standing on his own 16. Gets it away. It's going to bounce just inside the 40. Grant picks it up on the hop and is taken down after a 44-yard kick. And a very late flag. It just came out right at midfield.
Right in front of the Rider bench.
Well after the play.
We've offsetting misconduct penalties on the play. Toronto, number 19. Saskatchewan, number 32. It'll be first down.
Priester and A.J. Allen. Riders averaging 9.3 penalties per game. That's 9th in the league. A couple of guys getting involved there.
Allen's there to the left. Little push there.
Just under 90 seconds to work here for Dukes. Tribe starts on his own 40, clears everybody out behind him. Now he's going to take off. Dukes makes a move, a little spin, and stays on his feet. He's got a first down for the Argos. Thurman eventually on the tackle for the Riders.
Yeah, and all good. If you're an Argo fan, you're saying, all right, he's got a first down with his legs, got quick feet. This is all good. I'm not sure you want him taking too many of these hits, though, in the open field. That's Jameer Thurman coming.
This time tries to stay in the pocket. Backs up a bit, gets it away, falls incomplete. He was looking for Neal, but Neal could not haul it in. Moves well in the pocket, doesn't he?
Yeah, very quick. Very quick. Good fundamentals with his ball positioning and his ball ready to throw in a split second if he likes what he sees in coverage.
Head here. Riders are going to bring pretty much everybody. Dukes gets it away, and it's intercepted, taken out of the hands of Coatsy by Deontay Williams. Second turnover of the ball game for the Riders defense.
Well, they've been going after Williams. They've been working that short side, the boundary side of the field, and Dukes has got some completions over there to both Daniels and Coatsy. This is a crossing route that you'll see from the bottom of your screen all the way across. Blitz is picked up, so it gives Cameron Dukes a bit of a chance to get out there and spin out, and he sees the crosser from Coatsy, but then Deontay Williams just takes it from him. Watch as he's trailing, rips it out of his hand, and that's a pick.
First interception of the season for Deontay Williams. And with 63 seconds left, the Riders will start a drive on their own 52. Quick pass is a good one out to the 50 of the Argos to Schaefer Baker. Team-leading third catch of the game for Baker. He's the only one with multiple receptions so far. Mind you, Patterson has connected with 5-6 different players already
and the great,
in this ball game.
Great blitz pickup to Emelis and that touchdown throw.
Second down and a couple more. This time Ouellette up the middle, first down. Stumbles ahead to the Argo 45 as they creep into Brett Lothar field goal range.
Ouellette and Winton McManus line up on opposite sides there. I don't know if that was by design to get Ouellette away from his old teammate.
Clock ticks towards 30. Patterson on the draw to Letts. Secondary push ahead for a short pickup.
This time,
first down.
This time, Dustin, they lined up right in front of each other, just basically staring each other down, and ran right at Wynton McManus. Now, the Riders got, I believe it was Peter Godber, out on McManus, so he had to go around the old lineman to get to Oled. You see him calling the defenses from that middle linebacker spot.
Second and 9. Led again as the clock ticks down. A flag thrown just outside the 40 on the far side of the field with 3 seconds on the clock.
Against the Riders.
It is against the Riders.
Coach Dinwiddie wants to take the penalty.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 83. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
It's up here. That Stearns that is in the neutral zone, absolutely. It's a long one.
57 yards.
That's Janarian Grant back there. I'll just mention that. You need to settle in. Get your stance.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
Brett Lawther from 57 yards straight down the middle. Oh, off the bar. Just short. Just short. Couple more feet and he would have had it.
And it's a dead ball. No single point. Ball hits the upright. And oh, it actually hit the crossbar.
It did
just
hit
short.
the crossbar.
Another foot, and it was a cross. Dead ball.
Look to give his team a little bit more of a cushion here at halftime, but Lawther unable to do it. Britt Dort standing by with Samuel Emilus.
All right, Sam, a tough one there at the end of the half. This is a close ball game. How do you try to keep the momentum in the second half?
Yeah, you know, we got a new quarterback, and sometimes chemistry or whatever is not on point, especially on game time, but you can see as the second half goes, we pick up a tempo.
Well, it did look like it took a bit to get some chemistry rolling, but you finally did. You got the touchdown. Walk me through that play, how you were able to get around everybody.
I mean, I just had a little short route, and they came with a blitz, and I knew as soon as the ball came up, I just had to be one guy and just wait for the green zone, you know, so that's what happened.
All right, well, thanks for this one, Sam. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to Kate and the panel.
Britt, that panel would be Davis Sanchez, Matt Dunnigan, and Jim Barker as we welcome you back inside the CFL on TSN studios. And I like how they talked about chemistry. And the chemistry with Shea Patterson that we saw the difference from that first quarter to the second quarter. And Jim, we were talking about it. The Argos D right off the hop. They were all over this kid. Got it. But then when he settled in, it got a lot better. And we've got to give credit where credit deserved there.
Yeah, well, Matt and I had a huge discussion about it in the pregame show, talking about Mark Mueller and will he be able to make the adjustments. So the first quarter, I want to show you how they approach this young quarterback. Here they're going to bring two guys off the edge to stop the run. This is a run blitz. That allows McManus to scrape. He's able to make the play on AJ. Here, they're going to bring a fifth guy, so it looks like pressure, but they're just sitting in the soft zone defense. That confuses quarterbacks. You'll see him go back. He's not sure what he's seeing. He gets sacked. Again, here we come again. Halfback. You see a halfback blitz coming. You figure you're in man-to-man. No, they're in a soft zone. He's again confused and going to get sacked. Now, as that half progressed, Mueller made some adjustments and talked to him on the sideline about exactly what he was seeing. They are doing to Patterson exactly what Noel Thorpe did to Toronto. So it was really an interesting coaching matchup.
Yeah, Noel Thorpe's done that. His defense in Montreal's done that to a lot of quarterbacks. And I was really interested in watching how this would progress. And from the first quarter to the second quarter is pretty amazing. And, yeah, credit both OC and quarterback and offensive line coach to everybody doing their jobs. Best so of the afternoon or evening for Shea Patterson over the middle of Stearns. And believe me, this right here, watch AJ on Wynton McManus. You want to watch football and hard-nosed football? That's it right there. Nice run, picking up nice yards here. And then the quarterback scrambling, dump it down, get some for me, Schaefer Baker, and that's exactly what he does. This looks like he had no chance, extra effort, moves the sticks, and then what happens? They bring 7. Same blitz we saw in the first quarter. They pick it up this time. Samuel Emilus breaks a few tackles, finds the end zone. Big-time drive, settled them down. You saw quarterback, offensive coordinator Mark Mueller getting on the same page there late in that second quarter. To me, that's the difference, and that's a 10-9 advantage.
It's, you know, you saw early, you saw soft zone, you saw them playing off, you saw them, you know, forcing him to make decisions and read the defense. Well, after the injuries happened, the defensive line for Toronto, I think that actually is what forced them into pressure. You saw that drive, what was it, 8 plays, 94 yards for that drive. Shea Patterson got comfortable after that, right? That was it. But why did they start to pressure? Well, 3 defensive linemen were out. They weren't getting pressure. I think the combination of not getting pressure, defensive linemen, and that was the drive that got Shea Patterson. You just showed Shea Patterson got going, felt a whole lot more comfortable. Also in the pregame, the linebacker play. We talked about it. Suits talked about maybe Wynton McManus being the best middle linebacker in the game. I don't think we'd argue that because he arguably is. But I think Jameer Thurman might have heard that. You see him there. He's filling. That was a big-time fill. Here's a big-time track, sideline to sideline. He gets there, and he gets there with purpose. And then if you flip Wynton McManus, of course, doing what he does, we're seeing guys agree to the better inside backers in this game. They play with speed, they're fierce, and those guys set the tone for defenses. But I really think that last drive for Shea Patterson, before that, I don't know if any of us thought he was going to be successful or anybody in that building in Regina thought he was going to have success, but a whole different deal now.
Brilliant maneuvers from that OC. Honestly, they were fantastic in that second quarter. We'll see what they have in store for the next half. In the meantime, eat your hot dog. 10-9 Riders. We got more coming up after. You know and love at home. Don't forget, if you want your football plays on this broadcast, send them to us on social media. We will put you on national television. It's that easy, and it's called Straight Fire, and we absolutely love it. David Sanchez.
Straight Fire! William Trottier for the Montreal Braves. Watch, it's not a great throw, but sometimes you got to help your quarterback out. Look at that snag. William, left hand brings it in. Wow. William Trottier from the Montreal Braves. Here we go. I think one more look. We're going to see it again. Let's see that one again. That was nasty. Outside, watch this. Quick hitcher. Boom. Snap. Oh, great grab. See the mountains in the back. That's a beautiful place to play football. Great grab. That is straight fire, William Trottier.
I'll say this, A.J. Ouellette, Kadeem Carey, you can take a back seat right now because this young man from U12 Brantford Bisons, this is Quentin Branscombe, takes it around the side. They can use some of this explosive.
Yeah, Quentin.
Get going, big man. 59 yards to the house. Wow. Talk about explosives. There's one for you. Nice job, young man. Quentin Branscombe from the Brantford Bisons.
The CFL Straight Fire poster boy, Devontae Deadman. He's going to take this untouched 103 yards. Almost untouched.
You know what? We got to take the pro plays out of here. We really do. This should be dedicated to people like Amy Kowalski. That's right. We're getting the ladies involved. Regina Riot, the final of the Western Women's Football League. Final against Saskatchewan. It's the flea flicker. Come on. Amy Kowalski. Over to Jocelyn King McGilvery.
Who's the play caller there? Look at the play caller.
I don't, honestly, these women are so impressive. I've watched some of this before, and I've met some of these ladies, and I'll tell you this. These ladies could take down a lot of the guys. Fantastic. That is straight fire. And you know what? Our producer, Jamie, is so dedicated to this segment. He's now putting his own email up. Here we go. Send it to jamie.rydell@bellmedia.ca. Go and send your highlights to this man. Wow. Or just complaints about us, one of the two for sure. But I'd really, really rather you stick to just the highlights. But we want to see all your highlights, and we'll read them all live on television for you. Don't go anywhere. Second half action, Roughriders, Argos, Riders up by 1. Back to Mosaic after this.
Welcome back to Regina. The Riders lead the Argos 10-9 at the half. Two young quarterbacks trying to lead their team to victory here. Janarian Grant finding the end zone. He's with our Brintor.
All right, Janarian, not your first time returning for a touchdown in this stadium. How good did that feel to start the game like that?
It felt great, just put my team in the best position possible, and I'm ready to do it again. I think my boys will allow me to get there. That's all I can ask for.
Well, what do you have to do in this second half to either do that again or get the lead here?
Most definitely, we got to do all the above. Get the lead and stay with the lead. Just one play at a time, and that's how we're going to win this game.
All right, thanks so much, Janarian. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
Kind of take his word for it.
Well, and don't, Mario Elford can get it done the other way, too. He's been close.
We've got a 1-point game as we get set to begin the second half. 75% of the games so far this season have been decided in the final 3 minutes. I feel like we got another one of those brewing up here, don't we?
That's unreal. The guys are putting on a show. That's what that's about.
Riders will get the ball to start the third quarter. Aralahu fires it away. Alford has to backpedal a couple of steps, takes it just inside the 10. Alford trying to find some space on the near side, gets it to the 30, puts on the brakes, now turns it up the sideline. Almost all the way up to midfield as Mario Alford has his time to shine.
Mario Alford can do it too. We've got two great ones, two good returners, and two young guns at quarterback. And it was a little rough going early on for Shea Patterson, but that was his best throw of the night. That got him started into a rhythm, a little bit of confidence after that, and then he picked up the blitz nicely after this first down throw. And a throw on the run. He got Emelis. Emelis did some good work with the ball after a nice spin move and a touchdown throw.
Patterson starting the game 1 for 6, but settling in nicely since then on the ground to Ouellette. And he's got about 6 yards on that first down carry. Is just excellent field position for the Riders to start the third quarter.
And all the runs in the first half for A.J. Ouellette were between the tackles. So either strong or weak, but between the tackles. They have not tried to quick pitch him, get him outside, swing passes, anything like that. Now, with the defensive line being banged up a little bit of the Argos tonight, probably see more between the tackle runs.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Jake Serezna left this ball game, has not returned. Argos will bring 5. Patterson gets it away. It's Emelis for a first down all the way up to the Argo 40.
Nice throw and catch, but I also just can appreciate the hustle and the speed of Wynn McManus getting out there. One of the first tacklers from his middle linebacker spot to get out to a wide receiver. And I agree with Davis. Jameer Thurman is no slouch. I mean, we're watching two great middle linebackers tonight.
First and 10 for Patterson. Fakes the handoff. Dumps it out. And it falls incomplete. Schaefer Baker was around the area, but never had a crack at it. Working there against Mason Pierce.
A little bit of a stunt coming from the Argos on defense. They're gonna. Fraser Sopik went on a blitz from his linebacker spot. That was picked up by Ouellette, but the coverage tight in the back end.
Second and 10 to keep this third quarter drive alive for Saskatchewan. Right over the middle. And that is complete for a first down. Schaefer Baker gets the job done.
Well, it's an easy read for Shea Patterson because Ouellette goes out here. Middle linebacker Wynn McManus goes with him. As soon as he goes with them, guess what's open? That middle to go to Schaefer Baker. So as soon as he exits, the middle linebacker's gone. The open throw is right down the middle.
10th completed pass of the game for Patterson. Riders appear to be in business here, down to the Toronto 28s. Ouellette spinning off one tackle, breaking through another. Eventually, 2 or 3 Argos are there to have to bring them down.
You gotta love this. It's part of the game. It's such a great part of the game just to grind it out sometimes. You know, every inch is earned offensively. Look at the battles going on in there. D linemen, 260-pound guys. Ouellette just making sure that all 12 get involved to bring them down.
Just 3.8 yards per carry in this game, but that is a hard 3.8 yards per. Patterson now gets it away. Laying back was Keyshawn Johnson to get it. He'll be a couple yards shy of the first down, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Riders, and Lother will trot out onto the field.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be tempting, wouldn't it? 2 yards to go, kind of 2.5 almost. You're in plus territory here, almost in the red zone. Be tempting for Corey Mace, but I go with conventional wisdom, and this is take the points when you're in plus territory this early in the game.
Lother hitting the crossbar at the end of the first half. This one, calm and cool, knocks it through. Riders on top. 13-9 Argos and their offensive weapons set to take the field, looking to retake the lead. Let's take a look at the first half for Cameron Dukes.
Yeah, 10 of 16 in that first half for 98 yards. Bought himself some time a couple of times. He didn't throw a touchdown and did throw one pick, but that's one of those picks that weren't really his fault. I mean, he hit the receiver buying some time, and it was taken from him by Deontay Williams on the pick. So not really the quarterback's fault in that case.
Leads his team in rushing with 22 yards. Kadeem Carey just 9 on 6 carries. Dukes over the middle, down the field, going up, getting it, and hauling it in is the veteran Daniels with Lacombo right on his back.
Cameron Dukes had to pay the price here. He needed another second in the pocket to get Daniels over the middle. And he gets hit around the waist height. This is what the route looked like. Little dig route right to the hash mark and then into the middle of the field, and Lacombo makes a tackle from the safety spot.
Six offensive linemen into the game here for the Argos. Dukes turns, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, far side, trying to slide underneath it. Almost Marcus Sales. He had a good crack at that one, didn't he?
Well, it's a one-on-one from playing off. Marcus Sales is playing off on this out route, but if Cameron Dukes wants to throw, he's got to throw it now. Not 2 or 3 steps into the route, but he's got to throw it right when his receiver comes out of his break. He just took an extra step with the ball, and Marcus Sales closed on it quickly.
Second and 10 here, Dukes. Coatsy, good job to haul that one in, and he takes it ahead for the first down.
That blitz was picked up nicely. It was, I believe, Jaden Dahlke came in the game, and he came off the edge free. You see him there, but it was picked up nicely by Isaiah Cage, the left tackle. That gave Dukes a chance to get it over into that slant route. And a nice catch by Coatsy.
4th catch of the game for Coatsy. Keeps the drive alive. Now down to the Rider 36. this time right over the middle. Nice throw and catch there as he gets it to Rasheed Bailey quickly.
He was threading the needle there, wasn't he?
Not wasting any time.
Rolling out. There's a small window right here to get it in there to Bailey. And there's that window. It closed quickly. There's Thurman coming across. Confidence.
Knocking on the door of the red zone here are Dukes and the Argos. Bailey and Carey to his left and right. Extra protection. Dukes still in trouble though. Gets it away. Incomplete. Right over the middle. Sales working against Coatsy. A heck of a battle that the Riders win.
Well, this blitz, it was actually given away a little bit by C.J. Rivas. He came up once and then had to back off. That's picked up, so Cameron Dukes knows he has that blitz picked up. Now, it does collapse on him, but this is the route he was trying to get to. Good close again by Sales. That's back-to-back.
Another 2nd and 10 for Dukes. Gets it away out into the flat to Carey. There's a flag as he throws. Carey pushing ahead. Be shy of the first down. Like I mentioned, a flag on the play. It's a hold against the Argos.
Holding, Toronto, number 66. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Isaiah Cage, he's got to deal with an inside move here. And you'll see number 66, the left tackle, he'll get the holding call. He takes his pass pro technique. Brian Cox Jr. going inside on that move, and he has to bring him down.
2nd and 20, just 3 on the D-line for Saskatchewan. Dukes out into the flat again. Good time, he misses Kadeem Carey. And a field goal opportunity set up here for Haralahu.
A big play by Brian Cox Jr. on that move on Isaiah Cage. I mentioned off the top that Dijon Allen and Cage are really in their primes right now. They both got over 4 years of experience. They're 30 years old. They know the game well. They're playing excellent on those tackle spots. That inside move got Cameron Dukes into 2nd and long.
Haralahu from 40. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. That is not, no doubt here. Straight down the gut. And the Argos make it a 1-point ball game. Patterson, Schaefer Baker, and the rest of this Riders offense. Back to work when we return to Thursday Night Football on CSN. Canada making history at the 2024 Copa America once again. Tune in as they advance to the knockouts for the first time ever tomorrow at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on TSN. Do you support Team Canada? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Looks just like you.
Oh, man.
Did they mold that off your head back in the day, or how'd that work?
No, they didn't. Got the stash going back then.
7 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. After the field goal, of course, the Riders scrimmage from the 40 as Ouellette once again up the middle, about 5 yards on that first down carry.
Somewhat slow to get up there for Saskatchewan.
Maybe a cramp there for left tackle Trevor Reed, 24-year-old out of Louisville.
Yeah, that's exactly what I could hear. You could hear it on the parabolic mics. That's technical talk.
You're such a TV nerd.
No idea what it means, but you could pick it up there saying cramp, cramp. Trying to stretch out that calf now.
No thanks.
That brings in Zach Fry and Western.
23-year-old Fry will get into the game for now. We'll step away as they stretch out Trevor Reed. Welcome back to Regina, where it is Pure Later Tackle Hunger Nights. And just a great program that has raised and collected over 22 million pounds of food since it began. And once again, it'll be a great haul here tonight in Regina. Pitcher with the Grey Cup, bring some food for a great cause. Up next, July 12th in Winnipeg.
And you can donate cash as well, and then they'll go and buy some food for the food bank.
Either way, makes a big impact in every community that they visit and has for a long time. 2nd and 5 for the Riders. Pressure right up the middle. Patterson gets it away. Down the field, trying to drop it in there, and it's broken up. Mechie working against Emelis. And Mechie gets the last laugh.
When McManus is going on a blitz here, he's going to come around and watch the block by his old teammate in Ouellette. He's going to step up and allow Patterson to throw. He goes to the outside. He just chips him, gets enough of him to slow him down. That gives Patterson a chance to launch it. And that's just good defensive play at the end by Mechie.
Kept that hand in there to knock it away. Orshak lets it fly. Good kick this time. Backing up Grant, takes it just outside his own 10. Denarian Grant after a 53-yard kick right up the middle. Back just shy of the 30. Dukes and the Argos trailing 13-12 on the road. Welcome back to Regina, where we've got a nice little family story here, father and son. For more on that, let's send it down to Britt Dorp.
Yeah, the Daniels family. We have Philip, who's on the coaching side. We have Tavares, obviously the wide receiver on the Argos side. And the wife and mom, Leslie, also in town tonight. She's wearing a little bit of a split T-shirt between them. So not really sure who she's cheering for. I'm sure she would give you a straight answer. After their great conversation before the game, I went up to Philip and I asked him, what was said? And he said, I can't say too much, but I will say it's really tough. This is the first time that we've ever been on opposite sidelines. And I asked him, okay, well, what did you have to tell the guys this week? Because it's your defense that's trying to stop your son. And he said, well, I told him this. I'm not rooting against him, but just remember, if you hurt him, you have to come look me in the eyes afterward.
Oh, that's great. Awesome night from the Daniels family. And I look forward to working with my son when he eventually replaces you here in the booth.
I hear you. No, that's fantastic. And some serious arms on Dad, too. Like,
oh, yeah.
You don't want to mess with Dad, I don't think.
It's got to be a weird vibe going up against your kid out there. But, you want to win, but you always want to have your boy to have success.
You'd be nothing but proud is what you'd be. And you also want your DBs to make the tackle.
That's true, too. Hit them, just don't hurt them. 1st and 10 for Toronto on their own 30. Down by 1. Near side. Sindani for the first time tonight. He's got it. Turns it upfield for a first down before Roland Milligan takes him down.
Starting to get Sindani involved a little bit. That looked like something they'd seen. They saw the zone. Milligan dropped out of there, so they went out to Sindani, who former Calgary Stampeder. Way back in the day, 2017, he was an 8th-round pick and put together a nice career. The only issue for Sindani throughout his career has been a lack of opportunity. Being that wide side wideout at times, not seeing the ball quite as much as the short side would see.
Up to the 44. Just over 5 to play in the 3rd quarter. And they'll get it in the hands of Grant on a reverse. And Grant pushing ahead, bounces off one tackle, still going. There's a flag and an injured player back near midfield. It was Lanier who was slow to get up.
Yeah, that might have been a... First of all, the play was outstanding, but I'm wondering if, by the looks of it, it's going against the Argos. Over to Wachi, I believe.
Before yards were gained, face mask, Toronto, number 36. It's a 15-yard penalty, and we'll repeat first down.
Wachi out there on Milligan. for the yards gain. Face mask there. Pulls Milligan away. That's the penalty. Takes away a nice looking play. That was a good looking play by the Argos offense. They'll fake in the run and then around to Janarian Grant.
Anytime you can get him a touch, it's dangerous. Milligan, though, always around it, always involved. Dukes out to his right. Over the middle, intercepted, sliding underneath. Who else? Roland Milligan. He's got his second interception of the season. And the Riders defense gets the ball back again.
You know, whether you're a veteran quarterback or a young guy, and you know Cameron Dukes knows it, he knows it immediately. Sometimes you can get away with it, and especially when you're athletic and can run like Dukes can run. It's a full sprint this way, and he throws back against the grain. We say it all the time, but, you know, sometimes you get away with it. So you start thinking, you know what, I can knife it in there. But Milligan was on the fly. Watch how quickly he closes. He knows that you can't put enough heat on the ball to get it there quickly. Coxey's open initially, but Milligan gets there because he threw against the grain.
Talked a lot about Milligan and Deontay Williams in this game. They both have interceptions. Riders work from the 45. A.J. Ouellette spinning ahead. He's got a first down, powering his way right through that Argos defense.
Looked like a choice play, almost an RPO or ride and decide type play where Patterson could have pulled it there, but he saw what he liked what he saw at the line, and he gave it to 45.
Fraser Sopik now with the Argos. He's down on the field on one knee, having a chat with the staff. Got a little smile there from one of the members of the Argos staff, and Sopik's up. All right, walking off.
Another Western kid that was U Sports' most outstanding defensive player in his college days. I'm seeing Trevor Reed trying to gut it out, but he had the calf issue, and it looks like he
cramping back up again.
Yeah, exactly. He can't shake it, which would indicate that it could get pulled if you keep trying.
After the first down for Ouellette, the Riders will work from the Argo 35. He stands in behind his quarterback, Patterson. Patterson turns, gives it to him. Ouellette taken down after getting a couple. Once again, right up the middle. McManus there to meet him.
One of the keys for a defender like Quentin McManus or any of the front seven for the Argos is when A.J. Ouellette is this deep. See how far behind he is of Shea Patterson? And if I'm playing defense right now, I'm telling the front seven, guys, it's a run. It's a run in the middle because they want to give Ouellette some more room to get some momentum down, to pick his hole, to find his hole. Let the O-line kind of use that timing to make their blocks. And it's also a read, though, for McManus.
Argos are going to bring 7 and get it away. Keyshawn Johnson's got it. He'll take it down to the 10 before he's taken down. Keyshawn Johnson, biggest play of his young CFL career.
It is for a couple of reasons. Strong hands, nice move after the fact, but blitz recognition again. If Patterson doesn't have a target here, he gets sacked. But you see how Keyshawn Johnson just sat down there. He saw the pressure. He knew he just had to present a target and then do some work with it after.
Riders coming into this game 83% in the red zone this season. Looking to finish here again and extend the lead. A.J. Ouellette waits in behind his quarterback. Will he get the ball? Yes. Runs into a wall of Argos though. Right at the line of scrimmage.
Someone went up over the top late in that one. Watch this. McManus is on the outside. There's that the play's over there. It's
Everybody get in.
Jonathan Eduardo just goes over top and kind of surfed. He surfed the crowd there. And then jumped off and went, no, never mind.
Wasn't me.
Nothing happened, yeah. Nothing to see here.
Patterson looking towards the end zone. Can he get there? No, he's going to take off on the run. Down to the 5. Patterson to the end zone. Got it! Touchdown, Riders! Shea Patterson does it himself.
Seen a lot of it tonight, but he can go now. He can run. And here's a great example of it. Robbie Smith stayed high. He cut underneath there and then outrun the angle.
Lothar in to make it an 8-point ball game. He does.
Sudden change. You get sudden change because your defense creates a turnover. Every quarterback will tell you want to go in there and score right after. Keep that momentum rolling. Roland Milligan with a pick.
4 plays, 45 yards later in just over 3 minutes. It's in the end zone.
And as a DB, you love it. Because that's like you just contributed offensively. So here's the pick. Milligan on the fly. Duke throws against the grain, pays for it here. And as you mentioned, 4 plays later, 45 yards and 3 minutes. Nice job catching that one from Keyshawn Johnson. And then Patterson
contacting the kicker.
Takes it home.
Toronto, number 28. That penalty is declined. Concord is good.
He saw that corner. He was gone, wasn't he? Yep. Superman's out. Finds the end zone. Gives his team an 8-point lead late in the third quarter of his first Canadian Football League start. His defense helping him out big time today, though. On fumble recovery, couple of interceptions, holding the Argos in check thus far.
Yeah, now the key is for both teams. I mean, Cameron Duke's got to regroup from that decision on one sideline, and Corey Mason, his guys, can't celebrate too soon. I mean, we've seen 75% of these games this year go down in the final 3 minutes. They're still a one-possession game. See how Duke's bounced back.
Father kicks it to Janarian. Grant takes it just inside his own 15. Grant with one move, trying to find a little bit of space, and they trip him up and take him down. DeMarcus Fields with the initial contact that eventually led to Grant hitting the turf.
So this is part of the learning process for young quarterbacks. It's not about the interception that you threw. It's not about that. It's about what happens next. Let's see young Cameron Dukes go to work here.
Patterson watches on. As his counterpart on the other side takes the snap a little bit high, but he gets it down, and he gets it into the belly of Kadeem Carey. And Carey keeps going. He's got a first down. Some hard yards for Kadeem.
Deonta McMahon is also on the field. They go with 2 backs in the backfield, and Kadeem Carey is one of them. And then sort of give the defense one look going one way with McMahon and then go the opposite direction with Kadeem Carey.
14 yards on that attempt from Kadeem Carey. He only had 9 in the game prior to that. Got him outside that time. Toss it back to him again. Carey, a nice move. He's got another first down as the Argos get marching on the ground. First sign of life for this outstanding rushing attack in the entire evening.
Lake Corte Moore is playing defensive line now. Anthony Neer got up slow a couple of series ago. I don't see him in the lineup right now. So not a surprise that Kadeem Carey becomes a feature guy from Dinwiddie's offense when there's some banged-up defenders.
Deontay McMahon in there now. Carry over for a breather. Tavares Daniels with Milligan right in his face. Let that one fly by. And that'll do it for the third quarter. It is the Riders on top, 20-12 at home, looking for a 4-0 start on the season. It's right there for the taking. Can they finish? Don't go anywhere. Well, another good finish on the way here on Thursday Night Football. The Riders leading the Argos 20-12. It's been an interesting game. Good defense from the Riders. That turnovers really stands out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Both these teams coming into this game tonight pretty good in the giveaway, takeaway category, but that's a telling tale right there. Always is. In fact, I heard from a coach in this year that if you turn the ball over 3 times or more, your chances of winning drop to 2%.
They go from slim to none, basically, is what we're saying here, right?
Yeah, and the coach was Dave Dickinson, the Calgary Stampeders, who played Montreal this weekend, but he did some math, and it's in both leagues, that if you turn it over...
North and south of the border.
Yeah, you turn it over 3 or more times, your chance of winning the game drop to just 2%. Now, the Argos have good field position, and
well, that's the thing. Like, usually if you were to lose the turnover battle by 3 or more, really got no chance, but they still have a chance in this game, down
absolutely.
Just 8.
One possession and good field position here. But a 2nd and long, and Milligan's making plays.
Milligan, he's got 2 tackles, a special team tackle, an interception. He's just been all around it. Jameer Thurman leads the Riders defense with 6 tackles so far. The Riders have sent 5. Dukes over the middle, gets it to Neal. He's got a first down, broke 1 tackle, and then eventually stops. Dalkey and Williams there to bring him down.
Again, remember when we saw McManus going on a blitz? This time we're going to see Jameer Thurman go on a blitz, and where does he throw it? Right where Thurman left. So this is a pretty easy read for Cameron Dukes. Even young quarterbacks, he sees the middle linebacker leave the middle, and he knows he's got one route going right in there.
Caden Dalkey comes back out of the game. Anthony Lanier back into the middle of that defensive line on the Riders. Dukes working from the Saskatchewan 34. 3 options out to his wide side right. Riders are going to bring a ton again. Duke steps underneath. The tackle spins off another, trying to push back to the line of scrimmage, but he will not get there.
2 young guys just doing whatever they got to do. I mean, this is... I'm sure Dinwiddie would say, look, make the first one miss, but we also want to be smart about taking too many hits. And I know the young guys want to make it happen. Rivas, an error in judgment there to get up on and jump.
Second and long. Dukes out of the pocket again. On the run this time. He'll keep it himself. Stumbles. Tries to push ahead. And he's just shy. Needed 12.
Yeah.
Got 11.
Yeah. I think close enough that maybe Dinwiddie would think about this now. I mean, you're...
Oh, yeah.
See the spot of the ball goes back a little bit, but they're at least going to line up.
No hesitation. Dukes. Short yardage. Flags on the play as he kicks it over to the right a bit and pushes ahead.
How about that from Cameron Dukes? Just want to make up for that interception on the last series. He comes out, he tries to make 6 guys miss on the last play. Finally, he was pulled down.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 95. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Then he pulls the ball down on a 2nd and longer than 10 and guts it out to get to within a yard. And there's your short yard first down play. It didn't matter anyway because the Riders lined up offside.
Fresh set. On the edge of the red zone. 4 receivers up to the right for Dukes. They'll set up a screen. Leo comes back for it. 2 yards on that first down. Pick up Thurman over there to make the tackle, his 7th of the ball game.
Now you're getting down inside the 20s, where we often see man-to-man defense. Dinwiddie knows that. And that would take us probably back to the short side of the field, which is right below our vantage point down here, where Coxie and DeVaris Daniels have been lining up. Now this time they're up to the field.
They're on the far side this time. Wide side of the field for Dukes. Looks to the near side. He's got Rasheed Bailey. Bailey steps inside the 5, and he's got a first down for the Argos.
Well, they do work that same side, but they just switch personnel and put Rasheed Bailey.
Moving quickly here. High snap. Dukes gets it down. There's a flag as he managed to tuck it into the belly of McMahon. But a flag as well.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 1. Half the distance to the goal. We'll repeat first down.
CJ Rivas offside. They'll take it half the distance. Ball will be placed on the 2. As the Argos look to close the gap here, trailing by 8. Dukes. Kadeem Carey in behind him. Turns, gives it to Carey. Carey stopped immediately. Nowhere to go. Even a loss on the play.
Went double tight, so you bring the big guys in, and then run it right up the middle. Jameer Thurman said, not happening. Jameer Thurman cuts through that line and gets in the backfield.
10th play of the drive for Toronto. 2nd and goal from the Rider 3 here in the 4th quarter. Back on the ground again, lunging in there, and he's got it. Kadeem Carey, touchdown Argos, as they answer back and trail by just 2.
Now in the first touchdown of the game for the Argos, when Janarian Grant had the return for a touchdown, Ryan Dinwiddie went for 2 there. Got a penalty, didn't get 2. Now he basically is going to go for 2 to try and tie this game up, but that 1 point could become relevant here late in the 4th quarter. Good drive, though. Comeback drive after the pick last series for Cameron Dukes to go 10 plays, 74 yards in over 5 minutes.
Now they look to tie the game at 20. 5 options out to the right. Dukes fakes it. Now dumps it over the middle. Got it. How about that? Rasheed Bailey stayed focused, got control.
Boy, so did Dukes. So did Dukes. He was keeping his eyes downfield, hopping around, finding some room, looking for a throwing lane. There's your touchdown.
We are tied at 20 with just 10 minutes to play here in the 4th.
So Cameron Dukes throws an interception in the last series, comes out, and he's got to come back from it. He goes 10 plays. 5 of them were run plays. A couple good ones from him that end up in a touchdown, but he goes 4 for 5 passing on the drive. Big run for a first down. That's the 2-point convert. We got a tie game. That's how you bounce back from adversity.
Another one coming down to the wire here in the early stages of the CFL season. Alford takes it cleanly all the way already back to the 25. Wrapped up and taken down neatly on the play. Excellent tackle by Adeboboye.
Celebration was quick. Lots of work to do now in the tie ball game. There's your line score. A couple field goals in the 2nd and 3rd for the Argos. Shea Patterson with a great run for a touchdown in this 2nd half.
Riders forcing the Argos into turnovers 3 times, but here we are, still deadlocked. Patterson gets it on his own 25. Ton of protection here. Dumps it over to Emilus. Emilus has a couple of blocks set up for him, and he takes it out. Looks like a first down for Saskatchewan.
I love how Emilus lowers his center of gravity after he catches the ball. He'll catch it and he'll almost squat down, so it's very difficult to wrap your arms around him and get him to the ground as a tackler. So just kind of he'll get a nice low center of gravity, keep those feet moving. Did just that on his touchdown.
Third catch of the game for Emilus. Of course, has the 1 touchdown to show for it as well. A.J. Ouellette this time right up the middle. Pierce, Hawley in on the stop.
And Sopik. He got up, fired up, trying to get his group going.
Was a bit banged up earlier on. Getting some good opportunity to start here in Toronto.
Absolutely. Calgary's 4th round pick back in 19. Most valuable defensive player in the Vanier Cup back in 2017.
2nd and 7. Patterson has that one deflected, up for grabs, bouncing around, and eventually falls incomplete. That hit a few different bodies there, didn't it?
Yeah, Sopik again. I mentioned a U Sports most outstanding defensive player back in 18. And it's Sopik again with another play off the edge. He's going to be picked up by Ouellette, but he gets his hands up. He's the guy who tips it up in the air. And it's a ricochet all over the place. Back-to-back plays. Western product.
Korjak set to kick this ball back to Toronto. Grant lurks on his own 20. It's exactly where he takes the kick. There's a flag immediately as he's taken down just outside the 30. Fraser Sopik having himself a game. There's one bounce. Another off the helmet.
During the return.
Eventually, holding complete. Welcome back to Regina. Pretty cool story tonight. Eric LeBlanc, line judge, working his first game in Regina. He's from out east, but he's got roots here in Regina. Always wanted to work a Riders game, and how about this? His dad and his wife are here.
How can you tell?
Who are they cheering for?
Yeah, how can you tell? That's great.
It's an awesome story.
Yeah, and he was excited about reffing a game in Mosaic Stadium, and guys do a good job. It's a really tough job to do. I don't always agree, but that's okay. They do a great job, so congratulations on his first game in Mosaic.
Dukes gets it to Grant, brought it in neatly with one hand, and now he's got a little bit of space. First down. Second time they've used Jadarian Grant in the offense this evening.
That's awesome. It's a great idea by Ryan Dinwiddie to get him out there. I mean, his low center of gravity. Now, the only downside of it is if you do it too much with a great returner, you almost take away some of his gas in the return game.
Dukes out to his left. On the run again. Micah Johnson trying to track him down. He will not. Look at that. A burst from the QB. And another first down for the Argos.
Both these young guys can run, can't they? I mean, that's great speed to get himself out there and get himself safely out of bounds, too. Micah Johnson's a defensive tackle, so that's a little unfair, but...
First downs for Toronto to start this drive. Now Kadeem Carey cannot get away. He wanted to, but he was wrapped up and taken down. Baldonado with the tackle.
Second and long, this is a big one. Tie football game. Just over 6 minutes to go. Every second along becomes that much more important.
Three options out to the wide side right here for Dukes. Looks to the left. Throws to the
interceptions for Cameron Dukes. Both hit the hands of his receivers. That went a little high. But any tip ball, any ball that's a little bit overthrown, defensive backs are just too good at this level. Certainly a veteran like Marcus Sayles, who's been in the league 6 years now, takes it back to the house.
Interceptions tonight for Williams, Milligan, and now Sayles. Clother to make it a 7-point game. No problem. Just over 6 minutes to go. This Riders defense has been spectacular. 14 points off of turnovers in this game. That time, the touchdown for Sayles.
After further examination, Cooksey on this route had a chance at it. I mean, it's a bit of a heater and it is high, but that ball goes through his hands and then into the hands of Sayles. So 2 interceptions on the night for Cameron Dukes, and I'm not giving him an alibi. Let's say that was a 70-30.
Yeah.
But the other one was taken out of the hands of a receiver by Deontay Williams. So not taking anything away from the plays made by the DBs, but it goes down as 2 picks for Cameron Dukes. And
second career pick 6 for Sayles. Now Grant's trying to make something out of nothing here. Wow, nice return. Gets him back out to the 35.
So the one against the grain, that was him. That was on Dukes. When he threw it across the grain and Roland Milligan got it. But take a look at the turnovers tonight for Toronto. There's the one that was basically caught by Cooksey and then stolen from him. And then that was the overthrow to Sayles you just saw that went through the hands of Cooksey. Now that was a bit high, so give him 30%. But the one to Milligan was on Duke.
Still has time though to get back on track here. This time the ball pops loose. It's blown down straight away as Sermon picked it up. He already recovered a fumble earlier in this game himself.
Yeah, he tried to pitch that. And it's underhand, but it was forward, so it would be incomplete. It would be ruled incomplete, not a fumble. But he tried to pitch that. Tried to sneak it in there to Gideon Carey.
Toronto is challenging the previous play for roughing the passer. The play will be reviewed.
And up high, right around the neck.
Well, let's see.
It's got to be what they're looking at here.
Yeah, well, I think probably the officials turned away from that because he started moving. It was almost like he was running Dukes. But where he tossed it, he probably still has the protection of the pocket. Let's take a look again. Because see how he's starting to run. Micah Johnson, a little bit extra, but I think that went off his shoulder pads.
Hand came up around the shoulder, but I don't know if it really grabbed on around the shoulder. Let's see. This might be a better look.
That's a shoulder. Yeah, I don't see enough there.
Be pretty surprised if this is overturned.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Second down.
Dinwiddie must have thought that was a bit of a long shot, though. It didn't seem like there was too much there.
Yeah, there was a little bit extra push from Micah Johnson, but it was on the shoulder pads, not the head. If that was on the head, no question, but I didn't see enough there either. I think they got it right.
2nd and 10. Dukes gets this one away. Down the field, intercepted again. 4th of the game. This one's Milligan, and he's going to take it back again. Milligan cuts it inside. Finally tripped up his 2nd of the game. Dukes is 4th, and things go from bad to worse for the Argos.
They confused the young guy, the Riders secondary. They brought Nelson Lecumbo, I should say, up into the line or up into the linebacker area to show that they might be blitzing the safety. That's why Cameron Dukes thought he had a deeper throw in that area. But they didn't. They dropped him out of there, and they played a zone look with Roland Milligan playing off and in the deep third, and he just says, thank you very much. Let's go back the other way.
Third interception of the season for Milligan. Second of the night. Riders defense has played so well tonight. I'm almost surprised the Argos have put up 20 points with the 5 turnovers that they made in this game. A fumble and 4 interceptions. And Milligan has just been all around it again here tonight. One of the best to do it in the Canadian Football League.
I'll show you what I mean about Nelson Lecumbo coming up to the line, not the line of scrimmage, but he comes up here like he might come on a blitz. He's usually lined up way back here in this area, and then they drop into a 3-deep zone. And when they drop into that zone now, it's going to be tough to throw this deeper throw from Cameron Dukes. There's 21. He's dropping backs, not going on the blitz. 1, 2, 3 in the back end, and that's one of those guys who's Roland Milligan.
So they work from the Toronto 10. Tossing it outside to A.J. Letts. He's upended and taken down. Argos closed quickly there. Brinkman eventually finished him.
Well, we've seen him come back from an interception, and we've seen him come back and throw a second interception. What has he got? Because there's lots of time left.
We talked about Patterson making his first career start here. Just the 6th career start of Dukes.
Oh, both young guys.
Yeah.
Young guns, man.
Something to learn from in this game as well. Second down for the Riders. Patterson keeps it again. Tracked down from behind by McManus. We'll drag him back a little bit. That'll bring up third down.
Well, I'll tell you what, some of those big boys up front want to go for it here.
And they're going to. Wow.
Jamarcus Hardrick was one of them. Say, come on, let's go get this.
This is 3rd and 3.
Yeah,
you're only up by 7. Field goal makes it a 10-point game.
I'm taking the 3 here. I'm taking the 3 here. And listen, Corey Mays, he's going to call a timeout. He's going to think about this.
He changed his mind, didn't he?
Well, it makes it a 2-possession game.
Saskatchewan.
And that's a chip shot for Brett Lowther. I mean, sure, something can go wrong in the snap or the hold or whatever, but you know, you don't get this on 3rd down. You just give a whole bunch of momentum to Toronto in a 1-score football game. You got to take the points.
Unnecessary risk.
Yeah, he thought about it. But I saw Jamarcus Hardrick, a couple of the old linemen, just yelling, come on, let's go, let's go. And I could see, you know, you're tempted, but...
Quite a statement if you go for it and you punch it in. But
yeah,
my goodness, the downside to that, not ideal. Instead, a chip shot for Lowther. Just 11 yards, right hash, puts it home. The lead is now 10 for the Riders as the Argos trail by the exact same score they lost by last week.
Yeah, Corey Mays that's, you know, he's new at this too. And he just called that timeout just in time. We're going to see Nick Arbuckle.
Arbuckle, bunch of different stops along the way. second stint with Toronto. Veteran guy. Down 10 here, but no more punishment tonight for Cameron Dukes.
No, but the Argos need a field goal and a touchdown. So the decisions by Dinwiddie on this drive, depending if they get in second and long.
Clock creeps inside 3 minutes. Arbuckle into the game as an immediate completion, but a tackle by Milligan once again as he's there to track down Rasheed Bailey. And that will take us to the 3-minute warning. The Riders are 2 minutes and 51 seconds away from a 4-0 start.
You know there's one of those in the hotel mall beside our hotel, do you?
Oh, there is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. I'll show you.
I will see you tomorrow. I don't leave till tomorrow afternoon. I got plans for lunch. How do you not now?
There you go.
Arbuckle. Pressure gets it away. Far side. And taken out just beyond the 45. Tommy Neal, who's been somewhat busy tonight.
2 possessions got to go. See, this is the decision by Corey Mace. If he decided to go for the touchdown there, didn't get it, and it was a 1-possession game, Ryan Dinwiddie could punt right now.
Can't do it down 10.
Nope.
Got to go here. 3rd and 3. Can the Riders defense make another big play? Arbuckle over the middle, and he's got a completion down to the 45. Lacombo with the tackle after the catch was made by Bailey.
Big one gets a new set. And this one, I mean, now they're about 5 yards in field goal range, so I need both.
Just over 2 minutes to work. Arbuckle from the pocket again, lays it out there. That's complete. That'll be a first down as he goes to Coxie. 5th catch of the game for Coxie. Conversation on the near side of the field. On the spot.
Trying to get help from the command center.
Yeah.
They're going to move it up.
Yeah, it should be down. They missed it by 5 yards.
After automatic review, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. That'll be a first down, Toronto.
That is a first down for the Argos. Arbuckle into the game has started 4 for 4, trying to move this ball quickly as that clock not doing him and the Argos any favors here.
Oh, but the official respot stopped it.
Options out to the wide side, left top of your screen. That's batted down and falls incomplete. First incompletion for Arbuckle since checking in.
Now for everyone just sitting in the bar watching this game, talking to their buddies or their wife or whatever you're talking to, do you kick the field goal right now, go onside, try and get one more possession, and save as much time as you can on the clock, because you're in field goal range right now, and you need both.
That's a good debate, isn't it? Arbuckle. Coxie up for grabs. Oh, that would have been a heck of a way. A fitting finish for the Riders to seal it with an interception, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Now you kick the field goal for sure.
And that is what they will do. Arauahu.
And that play, well, that should have been caught. Coxie's had a couple of issues with that tonight. That play took how much time? 8 seconds off the clock.
Arbuckle.
He's fighting it a little bit. And a couple interceptions, his fault.
Araujo to make it a 7-point game. And he puts that one through. Just getting going with another week of CFL action. We'll continue tomorrow as the Red Blacks go head-to-head with the Bombers. Tune in at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, only on TSN.
Looking for their first win, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And Chris Trebler gets the start.
Gets the start there. I'd like to welcome viewers joining us, TSN 4 and 5. Where have you been? Great finish here in the second half, a game that started as a defensive battle. Some points being tossed on the board here in the second half.
Mickey Donovan, the special teams guys, always so fired up.
Has a message to send there,
They are always so fired up. This is the onside kick team he's sending out there. And for the Riders, it's called the hands team. Expecting an onside kick. You're right in the bubble with 156 that you could almost kick it deep. If it was 210, you could probably kick it deep and get a 2 and out.
Try to get the 2 and out. Defense has done a decent job against the run tonight.
Yeah. You might be able to kick it deep now at 156. It's still not.
Well, Mario Alford is going to background here. Araujo does just that.
Yep.
Kicks it over the head of Alford, who has to go back. Takes a bounce. Alford takes it at the 5. And will take a knee at the 12.
Well, that's a safe play because when you surrender, you don't get hit and cough it up. But that's exactly what the Argos thought. They looked at it right in the bubble. Again, I think 210, it's an automatic. You kick it deep. 156, 159, it's close, and it's a decision. They decided to go deep. Now the defense needs a 2 and out. And, you know, you're playing against a quarterback in his first start. Showed some great things tonight, but...
Well, and you have to think this ball is going to A.J. Ouellette, who's at least almost got 60 yards, but on 15 carries.
At least on first down, yeah.
Adams returns, hands it off, and taken down almost immediately. Argos say the ball popped out. They're trying to hop on it. No way. No way.
McManus.
Okay. Being called the ground concept.
Timeout. Toronto.
Winton McManus makes this play. He's gonna. We talked about this at the get-go, and these two guys, Franklin turns him in and hits him low. McManus takes him down, and it looks like when the forearm hits the turf,
yeah,
it bounces out.
Well, that would have been insane. But this is the situation we talked about.
Yep.
2nd and 10, first career start for Patterson. You're putting him in a big spot here right now.
Yeah, this is big. This is deep in your own end. Definitely don't want to turn it over, but you got to push it. You got to throw an intermediate throw here, or throw it underneath. See if your receiver can make a couple guys miss.
Big 2nd and 10 inside 2 minutes here on Thursday Night Football. Patterson looks to his left, throws to his left. Picton's wide open, turns it upfield. He's got a first down for the Riders. Picton just waiting for that ball on the sideline, and he got it.
You know, Patterson's been on the big stage in college football. He's been playing in front of big crowds, and he shows it here. He just steps in. That's a tight pocket closing around him. He makes the right read, gets it out to Picton. Nice completion. That's big.
The clock runs as Patterson looks to seal this game away. 1st and 10 from the 25. Ouellette beats his former club. Gets a couple of yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
So Toronto does not have a timeout left. And a running play, the clock will start as soon as the official puts it down and blows the whistle to wave it in. So this is the game for Toronto defensively. hit the stop. They may have, 45 seconds with the ball after a punt.
Second and 8 for Patterson. What a big first down for Picton just moments ago. Argos will bring some pressure up the middle, trying to get to him. Patterson escapes with the run. Out to his right over the middle. He's got Picton again. That'll pretty much do it. As Patterson finds Picton for a dagger against the Argos.
And you know what I think McManus just did? He went, okay, nice job, young man. That was, I'll give you props for that, because talk about being cool under pressure. Robbie Smith has him for a sack. When McManus gives him a bump, he throws way across the middle. Remember when Cameron Dukes got in trouble for this? Threw an interception to Milligan. He finds Picton over the middle. Cross his body, full run with McManus hitting him. How about that?
Just wide open. A couple huge catches here for Picton. Just A.J. Ouellette. Little hurdle for good measure. Takes it out to the 44.
Look at Patterson up there just in case that ball came out. He wants his first win, doesn't he? First start in the CFL. Taking a big deep breath. Got 30 seconds to go. Watch him follow this play. He's going around the corner and he sees Ouellette up there. Now he's going, oh, hang on, I better be careful. I want to see, make sure if there's any, that ball comes out anywhere, he's going after it. He'll take a knee now.
Ball game. Patterson didn't light the world on fire tonight, but look after the football, used his feet in some key moments, and he has led the Riders with the help of his defense to a victory over the Argos. One play left. Corey Mace, what a start.
What a start, and what a great moment in tonight's game when Corey Mace almost went for it on 3rd down and 4 to go down on the 4-yard line and changed his mind to make it a 2-possession game.
For the first time in over a decade, the Riders have started the season 4-0.
Shea Patterson can correct some things. He'll go back and look at the video of his first start, but he can be proud of making the plays he needed to make, especially in this. He needed 2 first downs to seal the deal here in this game, in a 1-possession game, and he made 2 great throws to get it done.
What about the Argos on the other side of this? You lose last week against a really good Montreal team. Now you lose here against another unbeaten football club. Like, your 2 losses have come to the Alouettes and the Riders. We're both 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they know they had a chance to win this game, and they don't turn the ball over quite as much as they did. And not all on Cameron Dukes, but they will fix that and get back to work.
All right, let's send it down to Britt Dort, who has the winning quarterback.
All right, well, I'm trying to get to the popular guy, Shea. Your first CFL start and your first CFL win as a starter. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. The atmosphere was electric tonight, and our defense had our backs all night. Special teams had our backs. I just had so much fun with my brothers tonight, and I'm just very grateful.
Well, what can you say about your defense? The number of picks they had out there tonight, the way they had your back.
Yeah, I mean, possession after possession after possession, just getting big stops and putting us in good situations. And me just going out there and trusting Coach Mueller, who I think is one of the best coaches in the world. Gets us ready every single week. Same with Coach Mace. And, man, I just love my guys.
Well, it looks like it took a little bit for maybe you to get into the swing of things, but you finally did. You even ran it in for a touchdown. How did that feel?
Yeah, sometimes first play was in the dirt. I was so mad. But sometimes it just takes a few plays to get your feet wet, get comfortable, and feel like I started in.
Well, congrats, and go enjoy the win, Shea.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Justin.
First career starts, first career victory for Shea Patterson. Trevor Harris watching on as his backup gets the job done. Threw one in, ran one in, and it went along well with an absolute masterclass defensively from the Riders. 4 interceptions, one of them for a touchdown from Roland Milligan, who's having just a monstrous season. And the Riders, for the first time in 11 years, are 4-0. Let's send it to Jay Onright.
so much to get to on this edition of SportsCenter with Jay Onright, but we must begin with Week 5 of the Canadian Football League and our very special guest in studio. It's the CFL legend. It's TSN CFL analyst, Matt Dunnigan. How are you, pal? Good to see you.
You know I'm good. We're talking about slamming dogs.
Yeah, we're talking about the hot dog eating contest. We're going to get that to that later in the show. Where we can't get over the hot dog eating contest on July the 4th. Shea Patterson, first career CFL start.
Yeah. Make it 1-0.
Why not? In for the injured quarterback Trevor Harris. But Matty was the Argos who struck first.
Borzak lets it fly. Grant takes it cleanly, looking for a hole, finds a little bit of space, and here he goes. Janarian Grant down to the 40, the race is on. Down to the 20, he will not be caught as he walks it home for the touchdown.
Janarian Grant, 84 yards, by the way. By the way, Matty, that's the first punt return for a TD in the CFL this season.
Yeah, we've had one kickoff, and now that.
Now, second quarter, Saskatchewan down 9-3 in their own territory. All right, so we're excited to see Shea Patterson, what he can do. Jareth Stearns, not bad.
Yeah, it was best throw in the first half right there. Stearns goes and gets it after a nice little point fake. Held the linebacker shallow, and he's able to lift it over the top. And that was a touchdown drive, too.
And then later, Patterson.
Yeah, here it goes.
Sam Emilus.
You know where he's from? You know where he played college ball?
Oh, tell me.
Louisiana Tech.
There it is.
Louisiana Tech.
34-yard score.
Yeah, this is just shoddy tackling by Toronto right here. Going to want that one back.
By the way, that's Patterson's first passing TD of his CFL career. Riders taking a 10-9 lead. Third quarter, Argos down 13-12. Cam Dukes rolls right, picked off by Roland Milligan Jr. That's second pick of the season.
Cardinal sin, going across the body, back against the grain. Can't see it. Milligan makes a great break on that ball.
Duke's such a great start to the season, Matty, but 3 picks, no TDs in his last 2 starts to that point.
Yeah, to that point.
And then Patterson going to take it himself here as the Riders look to capitalize. And, hey, the University of Michigan kid.
Yeah, get in there.
Not too shabby here. Got the Riders up 20-12.
That second and goal right there. Got to have it. He saw it, made it happen.
But the Argos would even it up, and Dukes is looking for more here.
Out to the wide side right here for Dukes. Looks to the left. Throws to the left, and it's intercepted again. Right in midfield, it sails. He's going to take it back to the 20. One more man to beat. It's gone. Pick 6 for the Riders defense.
Look at that, Marcus Sales, second career pick 6. Duke's 4th pick of the game. Patterson and that Riders defense. How about Dukes and the Argos trying to rebound, though? But he's picked off again by Milligan. I don't know where he was throwing it here, though, man.
Well, oftentimes young quarterbacks can get confused, and that was a tentative throw, and I had really no idea. When I'm letting them go, I was going, no, this is not going to be good.
In the end, it's the Riders. What a start. They're 4-0.
All right, Roland, what a victory out there tonight. What can you say from your performance alone? Couple picks out there.
We knew we was going to get opportunities to make plays on the ball, so we just telling ourselves we got to just make sure we catch them when they come to us.
Well, earlier this week, our defense talked about having Shea's back in his first start and how it was also on you guys. What can you say about the guys around you tonight and the way they also got it done?
We got a real tight-knit group. We believe in each other, we trust in each other, and we see each other work every day. So we know when it's time to make plays, and we're going to be able to make plays.
For the first time in over a decade, the Riders are starting the season 4-0. How does that feel?
It feels good. Like you said, it's been a while, but it's just 4-0. It's an 18-game season, so we got some more games to go.
All right, well, congrats and enjoy the win.
Appreciate it.
Matty, look at these CFL West standings. They are what you got Saskatchewan with an incredible start to the season under Corey Mace. And then at the bottom of the pack, you've got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 0-4 and the Elks at 0-4. Yeah. Next week, Matty, Saskey takes a crack at the team closest to them in the West, the 3-1 Lions. But I gotta ask you about Shea Patterson, what you saw there. Wait so long to get a chance to get his first CFL start. He gets it. You don't like to see Trevor Harris get hurt, but what did you like from Shea in this one?
Yeah, you scratching your head. You go from Trevor Harris, 38-year-old quarterback, and he's, certainly gifted, high percentage thrower, really, can knife a defense in a heartbeat, to a guy that's had 16 throws, makes his first start. Shea weathered the storm early, and I thought that he really held his composure together, and he and Mark Mueller, their offensive coordinator, really got in a nice rhythm particularly in the second half. This TD drive and was beautiful, and he can show you he did it through the air and on the ground. And really, I mean, that's a big confidence booster for a team already 3-0, moving to 4-0. That's a huge win at home. And Jay, we were talking about it before the show.
Yeah.
I'm okay if all the home teams win all season long because you know the venues are incredible. And I was in Ottawa last weekend to finish the week, and it's just incredible to watch the Red Blacks win at home and watch Saskatchewan win at home. Come on, Jay, it doesn't get much better than that.
Get out to your local CFL stadium, go see a game. It's the best time, and it's a great time for the whole family. Unless you're the Toronto Argonauts and Cam Dukes isn't as consistent as he was at the beginning of the season. We saw such great things from him, right, Matty? We saw such potential. You get the 4 picks here. What happened in this one for him?
Well, I think Corey Mace, right, as head coach for Saskatchewan, used to be the DC in Toronto, knows Toronto's offense pretty well. And so at the end of the day, I think teams, the first 2 games of the season, not a lot of film on Cam Dukes, and he did really well. Took care of the football, 5 touchdowns and 0 picks. Now he faces Montreal and the Saskatchewan defense, 2 of the best in the league. Come on, Noel Thorpe in Montreal really confused the young quarterback, and that showed in the loss last week. I thought we saw more of the same here today. Yeah. And so you get 2 more games to look at. You understand the strengths and weaknesses. Defensive coordinators like Corey Mason and Noel Thorpe went to work. And so, hey, doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. He's 3-3 in his 6 starts as a young quarterback in this league, and he's figuring it out. And that was the beauty of watching this football game, how the defense was going to handle these 2 young quarterbacks and how they're going to fare. And I'd say that Shea Patterson did a really good job.
And you bring up Corey Mace a lot for good reason because, you knew this guy might be the next great young head coach in this league, and he's just proving it. And you brought up his defensive background. It's showing in these games just how great this Rider defense is playing.
Well, yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence. And when you can go from Trevor Harris winning the first 3, and I'll give Shea some credit. He was 4-10 in 10 throws last week and 41 yards and a touchdown drive. To me, that's good precedent. I'm telling you, people didn't talk about it. I don't think we talked about it on the show. They had a bye week. Yeah. And that helped him. And that helped them prepare. Oh, yeah. And to go get this win with a young quarterback make this first start, to go from 3-0 to 4-0, I think that's leaps and bounds as far as confidence and coming together as a football team.
But you have a defense, 4 turnovers, allowing just the 17 offensive points. Like, if Harris is out for the foreseeable future, maybe that takes a little pressure off Patterson, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This team can go, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We got this. We can win. And even when you have 1 return, on teams, oftentimes when that happens, things aren't going to work out well for you because that return game is so important in the Canadian Football League. And they overcame that as well. But the 4 turnovers really cost the Toronto Argonauts for sure.
Let's look at the rest of Week 5 of the CFL. And, Matty, you're going to be on the call as the Tabbies are going for their first win of the season. Right. We're hoping for something good from Bo Levi on Sunday.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bo's not been bad this year, and in fact, that's a terrible way to describe it. Bo's been good. He's been good enough, played good enough to win. Right. And last week in Ottawa, Ottawa found a way to win. Yeah. But yeah, at home to BC to finish the week on Sunday is going to be huge. But if you look at the Red Blacks and the Bombers, a rematch from earlier in the season, Stamps and Alouettes, 2 hot teams going at it. I'm loving what we got teed up for the rest of the week.
I love having you on the show, buddy. Thanks for being here, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
So let's shift gears to the CFL, where Week 5 was kicking off on Thursday. You got the Toronto Argos, 2-1 on the season, hitting the road for the first time this year. But going into Saskatchewan, where the Riders are a perfect 3-0 to start, but Trevor Harris, for the second straight year, dealing with a knee injury. So now the Riders quarterback making his first career CFL start.
Yeah, and they're coming off a bye week as well. But the Argos are coming off their first loss of the season. So, hey, something's got to give here. Let's get to the game and see what took place. Shea Patterson in for injured quarterback Trevor Harris, as Glenn mentioned, who's out with an MCL sprain. The Riders looking for a 4-0 start for the first time since 2013, but it was the Argos who struck first.
Borzak lets it fly. Grant takes it cleanly, looking for a hole, finds a little bit of space, and here he goes. Janarian Grant down to the 40, the race is on. Down to the 20, he will not be caught as he walks it home.
There you go. Janarian Grant takes it 84 yards to the house. The first punt return for a touchdown in the CFL this season puts the Argos up 6-zip. Second quarter, Saskatchewan down 9-3. Patterson to Samuel Emilius. Emilius makes a defender miss with the sweet spin move before taking it up the sideline for a 34-yard score. That's Patterson's first passing touchdown of his CFL career. The Riders take a 10-9 lead. Third quarter, Argos trailing 13-12. Cameron Dukes rolls right. And he's picked off by Roland Milligan Jr. Dukes now with 3 interceptions and no touchdowns in his last 2 starts. Riders looking to capitalize on the interception here. Patterson keeps it. Beats the defender to the corner. Dives in for the touchdown. Patterson on the cusp of a win in his first start, up 20-12 here. Then after the Argos even it, Dukes looking for more.
3 options out to the wide side right here for Dukes. Looks to the left. Throws to the left and it's intercepted again. Right in midfield it sails. He's going to take it back to the 20. One more man to beat. It's gone. Pick 6 for the Riders.
Okay, Marcus Sayles with his second career pick 6. Dukes throwing his 4th pick of the game as Patterson and the defense lead the Riders to their first 4-zip start since 2013.
Feels amazing. The atmosphere was electric tonight, and our defense had our backs all night. Special teams had our backs. I just had so much fun with my brothers tonight, and I'm just very grateful.
Well, what can you say about your defense? The number of picks they had out there tonight, the way they had your back.
Yeah, I mean, possession after possession after possession, just getting big stops and putting us in good situations. And me just going out there and trusting Coach Mueller, who I think is one of the best coaches in the world. Gets us ready every single week. Same with Coach Mace. And, man, I just love my guys.
Well, here's a look at how the QBs fared Thursday in Saskatchewan. Shea Patterson led the Riders to a win in his first career start. They're 4-0 for the first time, as mentioned, since 2013. Patterson contributed 2 touchdowns in the win. Meanwhile, Cameron Dukes couldn't find the end zone and turned it over 4 times. After starting the season 2-0 with 7 total touchdowns, Dukes has now been held out of the end zone in back-to-back games, which both ended up in losses. With more, let's get to Kate Burness and the most fun panel here at TSN.
Alongside David Sanchez and Jim Barker, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders remain perfect on the season. And Ches, we were talking about this before the game. How is Corey Mace going to do facing his former team? Well, we found out pretty quickly in this game. Mace, the former defensive coordinator for the Argonauts, and surprise, surprise, the Riders' defense was so good against Toronto in this game.
I think they had to be. Shea Patterson in his first career start at quarterback, this defense had to make plays, and they did. When you have a defensive head coach and a quarterback in his first career start, you think they're going to make plays, and they did. Starting off early with Williams, and then Mulligan, who we just watched him all game long making play after play, JB. One of the best DBs in the league, we agree?
No question.
Absolutely. He was all over the field. And then Marcus Sayles. This is a secondary. Hey, he's the longest tenured defensive back in our secondary. So a young group. Josh Bell and that defense has to feel pretty good about what these guys have done with the youth back there. And then again, Mulligan again here. So Cam Dukes struggled mightily in the 4th quarter. I was in the second half. I was talking about how great he was playing or how I thought he was going to get this done, and then the 4th quarter kind of fell apart. But give credit, because those Riders defensive backs took balls away, made plays, and really that's what they needed to seal this in front of Rider Nation.
Well, you see on the graphic here what's happened with Cameron Dukes. The first 2 games, they go 2-0, and the big number is on the bottom. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now teams start to see him, and now he's trying to do too much. No touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You turn the ball over against a defense like that, you're not going to win. And what Saskatchewan did was they took their team for what it is, which we have a young quarterback. We have a guy in his first ever start. Even though he played at the University of Michigan, it's his first ever start. We're going to take the pressure off of him. And sure enough, I thought Mark Mueller did an outstanding job of adjusting to what Toronto was doing to him. And he had pedestrian numbers. They weren't great. He was 15 of 24 for 192 yards. But he threw no interceptions, threw 1 touchdown. And and A.J. Ouellette ran for 67 yards. So, you know, it was a workmanlike effort.
Yeah.
The defense created some scores, gave them field position, and then they didn't give a chance to Toronto to get back in the game by giving up the big play.
And that's what they're going to have to do until they get Trevor Harris back. Play that way of football, and you're going to put yourself in a position to win each and every night. And as for the Riders, they are 4-0 for the first time since 2013. You have to love this, Rider Nation, as we send it back to SportsCenter.
Thanks, Kate. All right, we got 3 more CFL games on TSN this week. Here's your odds, courtesy of FanDuel. The Bombers will be without Zach Collaros against the Red Blacks. Winnipeg still looking for their first win of the season, despite being favored in every game so far. The undefeated Owls are massive favorites against the Stampeders on Saturday, and on Sunday, it's the Lions as road favorites in Hamilton.